Hello everyone, and welcome to the Mob Crush League for PUBG Mobile, powered by MGL. My name is Tasty Bacon. Joining me is my good friend, the one and only Humanist. How you doing, buddy?
Dude, you nailed that intro, bro. I'm doing pretty good.
I had some practice at it.
Yeah, you did. This like your
Got
third
to,
time doing it so far.
But we are gonna be looking like everything is good. We'll find out. I'll find out in about 50 seconds if everything's good when that delay stops and we actually get pushed live. But we are here doing the PUBG Mobile Mob Crush League. It's going to be incredible. We've got a bunch of players in the lobby already ready to go. In just a few minutes, we will be starting off our first map of the day. It is going to be 3 rounds of Erangel, all solo, all third-person perspective. Now, Humanist, I know you were just not so long ago in India casting some PUBG Mobile, but that was a little bit of a different format. So what sort of differences are you expecting to see here today with the solos
like that,
first third-person perspective?
All right, so we're going third-person perspective 3 rounds today, right? And then it's all individuals, and then I think we have 3 prizes for this. It's $500, but it's broken up like first place 300 or something like that. The event over in India that I was casting had 5 rounds, and then it was like squads, right? So you had teams, and then it would be first person perspective, then the next round's third person, then first person, third person, switching all the way down, and they switch between Erangel and Fanhawk. So with this is kind of cool because, I mean, you know, each format has its own benefits. I like this because it's like, you know, we're not going to throw any curveballs into the mix. I guess like where the circle shrinks down, there's always a little bit of RNG, but it's going to be third person perspective. We're on Erangel, so you know really what to expect like moving into each matchup.
Yep, and so again with that solo mentality coming in instead of squads, you know, this is something that, you know, if you play PUBG casually, if you just play it on your own, you're probably familiar with, but in the competitive scene, maybe not as familiar because you're used to those squads. You're used to having, you know, 3 teammates with you, giving you information and covering your corners, covering your backside and things like that.
Wait, I'm used to carrying them. Nobody Is this what it's supposed to be like?
Yeah, so solos, it's very different because obviously there's a lot more people trying to kill you as well. Like it's you versus the world. Every single person out there is an enemy. No one is on your side. And so you have a couple of different strategies come out. You know, where you land is going to be so important because if there's a popular spot to land on and everyone goes there, you're going to see a lot of kills very quickly. And it kind of ends up with, you know, whichever one player walks out on top of that is just fully kitted out and ready to go for the rest of the round.
That's how you flex, right? Like when you either go there because like you want to get practice, like you're not very good, or maybe you're moderately good, but that's where you go to get like early game practice, right? Because you're gonna get way more repetitions in games. Like if you get killed off one, just load into another game, right? But if you're a legend, also that's where you're gonna go because you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna walk away with like 10 kills in the first like minute and a half here.
Yeah, and so obviously it'll be interesting to see if players do try and go for, you know, the high priority landings and just try and just win those early fights and then be set for the game, or if they kind of go towards the outskirts, land a little bit safer, have some time to do some looting, and then converge onto where they think the fighting is happening. And of course,
what's your preference, Bacon?
My preference is to go a little bit towards the outskirts and kind of have a little bit of free time to loot, get yourself, you know, ready to fight, and then go in, because you don't want to run into a situation where you land and it just happens that someone found a gun and you didn't, and or like someone found
one Uzi,
or like someone found an Uzi, you found a pistol, and it just, you know, it just happens to be the luck of the draw. So I much prefer to land a little bit safer, find myself a weapon, get a little bit of gear, and then go look for fights.
I gotcha. Yeah, I like to kind of land on the like close to the outer edges of big compounds like Pachinki or something like that. And you're going to get like at least an AK, just like your basic armor and helmet, and then move forward from there. And you see people running around in there, just be able to hunt them down.
So I am being asked to remake the lobby and
remake the lobby, huh?
Yeah, that's not the button I want to hit. That's moving you around.
Hey.
You get to dance around the screen a little bit. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna be remaking this lobby. So bear with us
We'll go
for
ahead and
just a moment as we get
jump
this all
back
set
in.
up.
Yeah. Is it
You-
the same info that we had before?
It's
On
gonna be
the...
slightly different. I'll get it posted once I've got it.
Okay, yeah. Yep, but ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging around while we work our way through these issues. Well, let's just share with everybody so they can understand. Bacon has a really nice streaming machine at home, and it just bricked this morning. So like straight up, he was streaming with it very recently. Tried to boot it up today, and it was having issues, and then just completely bricked. And
had a Windows update, and then after the Windows update, it just wouldn't boot.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, because the production quality is actually pretty legit for this event, it had to be all set up in advance. So he had to then go set it up on a secondary system, and that was having some troubles, just driver issues and things like that. So thanks for hanging with us. And info over to us is probably kind of the thing, because we had the lobby up for so long. Like maybe people had shared that info, and we just want to double check, make sure it's all the right players in there. Honestly, now that I'm sitting here, I'm kind of like, I'd rather be playing in this than casting, though, Bacon. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Bro.
Right, so
at this point,
we've got the room ID and password sent out to our admin staff, so they're going to work on getting our players into the lobby so that we can get our first game underway. Again, apologies for the delays. It has been a hectic morning here at MGL, but things are finally starting to shape up, starting to take some shape, and we should hopefully be underway shortly. And if there's any issues that you notice with us regarding audio, make sure you say something in the chat. Let any of the chat admins or moderators know, and they will relay that information to me. If there's video issues, not a whole lot I can do about that, unfortunately, because of this last minute setup that we had to pull out here just to make everything run smoothly. But audio issues, those we can deal with.
Oh, that wasn't very reassuring at all, baby. That's like if the flight attendant's like, well, if you guys are thirsty, it's not going to be a problem. We brought a lot of beverages today. If you find yourself with a lack of oxygen, there's not a lot we're going to be able to do about that. So enjoy your drinks. Boy, you got them.
Hey, there's oxygen and water. You're good.
Yeah, I haven't figured that one out yet. Yeah.
All right, so it looks like we've got some players starting to get on into the lobby, and we were talking a little bit before about some of the names we were seeing hop on in, and a couple of familiar names for you and I, at least, coming from some other mobile games, and seeing some players that have made a name for themselves in some mobile games and transitioning now to others and getting involved with PUBG Mobile, as this is seems to be like the next big mobile game, at least for right now. And
yeah.
So a couple familiar names for us. It'll be interesting to see how they do. Names like Iraqi Zorro, we saw in that lobby. So if he does poorly, we're going to give him a lot of flack. So
what was giving him flack?
if he does poorly, you and I are going to give him a lot of flack for that.
Dude, I can't hate on my boy. No, I'll try not to be like biased, but of course it's gonna be exciting to see him do well, because we've got to cast him for like the last 4 years or something like. But yeah, also, I mean, just because we brought up his name, that was a Vainglory professional player. He traveled around the world, earned thousands of dollars playing the game. He also was one of the top Command and Conquer players. For Command & Conquer Rivals, and he competed on a live stage and got second place at that as well. So he's here with PUBG Mobile, and I'd expect him, if he puts his mind to it, to do pretty well.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun to see how he performs with these other players, because I mean, some of these guys, PUBG Mobile is what they play. This is their main game. I see a couple clans in here as well. A couple teammates, people with the same clan tag. That'll be interesting to see. Hopefully, there's no collusion going on there. That's something
collusion.
That our
what
admins, if our admins spot
seeing?
any of that, then they're gonna obviously take the appropriate actions.
1975. Ooh, there's 1975 boys in here.
Yep, there's a couple of WBZs as well.
Dude, what if these guys land? What is the definition of collusion like that? What if you're just like, look, it's a gentleman's agreement, you know?
I think
That sounds a
gentlemen's
lot better.
agreements are what aren't allowed. I think a gentleman's agreement is pretty much the definition of collusion in a game like this.
You're like, look, anybody with a hat on, I just don't see them.
Yeah, when you see two people walking around the same building looting together, there's probably an issue with that. So,
Maybe they're just playing without audio, right? They're just like, their mom's like, turn that thing down. And they're like, they don't have their headphones. What are you gonna do?
I would be highly skeptical of that scenario playing out.
Well, I'm trying to root for the players here. I understand it's a lot of stress that goes into this. Tracker 93 just joining in the lobby. Let's read out some of these names for the people that are maybe just watching right here. We got Swiggy Zero, Sebek. I see Pitcher in here. Name unknown. Name unknown are seen as Play Vainglory as well. King Swallow, Elm T35 Optics. Kojak's in here. Strawberry Sam, we called that out before. The Engine Point 2, Fine Trigger, Blaze, Rowan, Teenska, 12, 14, Zinfa, Nick, Rec. Wait, is that Rec R36?
Wrecker 16.
Wrecker. Oh, got it. Zeno's in here. Is that our boy Zeno?
I don't know if
Jag?
that's our boy Zeno.
I don't think so. 90 Tracker 93, Bikasa, Iraqi Zoro coming through. Kimmy's Portal, Deathly, Jeb, Ale Dream, Noodle. And we're just gotta wait for a couple more people to jump in. We're gonna launch this game, so don't fear it. Napster's in here, killing it. Wow, a music platform, a modern music platform, and PUBG mobile player.
It's
can you imagine?
It's an awful lot of multitasking going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's probably AI at this point.
We've got 46 people in the lobby right now. Just as an update for everyone, once we have about roughly 60 players signed up, is what I've been told. So we're hoping to get closer to that 60 number and then kick things off here. But for anyone who is meant to be playing in this event, if you're not in the lobby, make sure you get on in, because once we get close to 60, we're hitting start. If you're not in there, too bad. Like that's your own fault. You're missing out on potential points. So make sure you get yourself into this lobby.
How does it work out? It's 1 point per kill? How did we define that? I forgot.
They have that listed. I don't have that list up on my screen at the moment, but that is information that MGL, our admins, do have. Probably ask them and get a quick response.
Yeah, man, there's admins working in the background right now. We basically snap our fingers, be like, I want some Burger King. Bring it over. How many points per kill? I want an extra shot in my espresso. Okay. Looks like the espresso and Burger King's on the way, and we'll figure out the points soon.
That quick. That's how quickly the MGL admins work.
Yeah. The order is placed, apparently. Oh, cool. It's going to come out of your stipend on that one, Bacon.
What? I didn't agree to this.
Oh, it was in the contract. It was like, for every minute you delay, I get.
Every minute I delay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Did you turn to crispy bacon today with all that heat and pressure applied to you?
I did a little bit. The edges got a little bit seared.
No, that was Tyler's joke. So I credit where credit's due. I think it was. Maybe not.
It was one of our admins. When we were all in a voice chat trying to get everything set up on the backup stream computer, having to rebuild the entire all of the scenes and everything and get everything all set. It was.
I see Hell's Devil in Twitch chat.
Nice. Well, we're still sitting on 46 players. Finding out if that's going to be enough for us to start.
Dude, it's going to be a sparsely populated map. That's interesting. That's going to be. It's like, where are people at? It should be in here competing. This is money, dude. 3 rounds of PUBG Mobile for hundreds of dollars. The nuts is going on here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. And you were like, oh man, I wish I could be playing. Like, I would love to be playing in this, except I know that the first person I encounter would just instantly just take me out of it. Like, my aim is so bad on mobile. It's actually outstanding.
That's good. Yeah.
It's actually impressive how bad my aim is on mobile devices.
I just have to get the draw on someone, so I rely on just kind of scouting and stealth a little bit
Yeah.
more. Yeah, because like it's happened many times where all third party, people are fighting each other, right?
Hmm.
I would drive up in a vehicle, I hop out, I'm like, dude, they're aiming at each other. Guy just turns blat. I'm down. I'm like, ah, man. So it's like I have to get out behind a tree, kind of
Yeah.
like scout that thing out, get lined up. We're fine, but yeah,
Yeah, see,
I'm not.
I have trouble aiming on mobile. I have a lot of like any first person shooter I've played on mobile. I have a really tough time actually getting the aim down. Um, it's just I'm so used to just mouse and keyboard that when I
Yeah,
make that switch, and even just like regular joysticks, that when I make the switch over to mobile, just there's some sort of disconnect with me personally. But these players, they don't have that sort of issue. Like every time I watch competitive FPS players on mobile, I'm just constantly impressed with how
oh, dude.
accurate, how consistent they are with their
Well,
shots.
this
Too.
is this is the like they'd go to a mouse and keyboard and be like, I don't like
Yeah,
this.
exactly. I've actually seen that happen before, where like I've handed someone at one point I had a Bluetooth controller for my phone, and I was like, yeah, I can use this to play some of the mobile games, and I gave it to a friend of mine, and he was using it. He is a mobile gamer. I gave it to him, and he was just like, I just can't do anything with this. Like he just couldn't figure it out. So it is.
Does
Just,
that work pretty well?
it can. It depends on the game. Some games don't have full support for it. Games like PUBG Mobile, you actually can't quite use the full joystick control without a third-party program, which is then you're kind of getting to a little bit of a gray area. But looks like we are actually going to be just starting up this game here in a few seconds. So I'm going to hit start, and we're going to see what happens.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Let's go. We're hitting start. We're loading on in. We'll find out how these players are going to be positioning themselves, where they're going to be going to. But we should be getting into game here momentarily. Once this finishes loading, we will hop on in.
Yeah, the match is gonna start in about 50 seconds. Players will load into the plane, and right now, it's the time we're just gonna let them run around, get a feel for it, punch each other up. This is always the moment where I'm like, dude, got to make sure that coffee is hot and fresh. You're all comfortable. Get in the zone. Some people dancing around. This is it. Bacon, any final thoughts?
Just looking forward to seeing kind of how things shape up. It's a little bit of a learning experience for me as well, so we'll see how things go. That's really, we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants on this one.
I like that. Well, these guys be flying in a plane here in about 10 seconds, and I want to see some hot drops. Like we talked about where players might want to land. The thing is, there's like 48 players in this lobby right now, so it's going to be kind of sparsely populated throughout the map. Let's see what path we're taking. It's actually a path from the kind of west side down to the southeast, and it's going to go over a military base. So if you want to get up towards like Severny or the top right of the map, like you're going to be flying pretty far here. We might get some Georgia Pole drops, Pachinki definitely, and then maybe people hang around and try to get down towards that military base.
Well, we're going to find out another thing about PUBG Mobile right now, and that's if you can reconnect to a game, because mine has not loaded and is frozen on the loading screen. So we're going to try force closing the app.
Let that marinate for now. Would you like me to just hang out with you as a casual noob, or would you like me to audio radio cast?
Why don't you go ahead and do a little bit of radio cast while I try and get this relaunched?
Sounds good.
See if we can get things going.
Well, yeah, just for people that can't see right now, it's actually the majority of the players have jumped out before getting down on towards the military base on the south side of the map here, and a few people headed towards Georgia. You headed towards Pachinki as well. We're going to go ahead and start jumping around the map and checking out each and every one of these players and exactly where they are. Swiggy Zero is the player I'm currently on. Swiggy doesn't have anybody land around him, and just some soft looting up. Actually, I mean, like literally everybody is on the southwest half of the map right now.
All right, so we relaunched the game on the loading screen again. Hopefully, we'll actually be able to get on in this time.
Okay.
So there is a reconnect. Good to know.
We got Bicasa FB. He's picked himself up a car. He's going to start to make the move around. But the thing is, like, you don't have to travel very far right now.
There we
because
go.
everybody's so
All
close
right,
to
we
us.
are in game on screen. Took a little bit longer than we would have liked, but we got there in the end, folks, and that's what matters. Let's make sure that we're turned up.
I'm always turned up.
Alright, so we're on board with Swiggy 0 at the moment, but it doesn't really look like there's too many people around him. We're seeing a nice big northeast circle to start.
I think let's try and find 1975 Meep seems to be in an area with a lot of people around him right now. No, and actually moving out on a motorcycle right now. So you can just go overall there, click on anybody you want to go ahead and tune into, or just click them on the map, tap them on the map, and hit spectate. Let's see, where's Iraqi Zoro on the map right now? I see name unknown is currently down in the
Iraqi
southwest
Zoro
corner.
is just south of Farm. Looks like he's...
Okay.
We're gonna get on board with him for a moment.
Yeah, let's go ahead and tune into Iraqi.
He's got a nice kit already. Picking up, he's got himself 2 rifles. Motorcycle helmet to go along with it.
Yeah, he's already fairly decked out here right now. Level 2 armor, just as you said, simple level 1 helmets. And anybody in the area? I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in here just a little bit for Iraqi. Nobody really. I mean, there's some people down on the bridge to the side of him. There's actually 3 people over here, about to run into each other next to the bridge. On Doc Evil, and who's right next to him? Meep and Doc Evil running next to each other. Doc Evil's got eyes on Meep right now, 92 and 99 respectively. Doc Evil, we'll try to tune in there. This could be our first like actual action we get on the map. He's got his weapon out and moving over. He's trying to get an angle from the right side of the building. Meep's dropped down. So it's a Doc Evil and Meep there. He's either if they're not firing at each other, it's a gentleman's agreement. Now Meep's sneaking around. It's actually Meep, the one that's potentially gonna be going to Doc Evil. He's cooking a grenade, but Meep's over to the right side of this building. Doc Evil is about to get surprised here, super hard.
And Doc Evil doesn't know where he is, but
not in the building.
Yeah, he thought he heard him in this building. Decided to go aggressively up here.
Meep took off. Meep doesn't have a weapon.
Meep just bailed.
Meep fully bailed out of there.
We did get our first kill actually over in the feed. I didn't quite see who got the kill, but we did see someone go down. Gonna take a look. We've actually got some action here just to the left. Number 7 and 31 Napster. 7, 31, and 26. All 3 of them kind of right on top of each other. We'll jump on over, take a look at what's happening here. Optics, YouTube, Deathly, and Napster. Looks like Napster's kind of taking off, leaving the area, but Deathly and Optics, these 2 are going to be right on top of each other here in a moment. Deathly, you see, waiting around the corner. Optics is in the building just across the way.
Yeah, Optics just picked himself up a shotgun inside the building. He knows it's going to be some close range fighting potentially here. And
Deathly, not really in a great spot. He only has this revolver. And
Optics,
that is not exactly the gun you want, especially going up against a shotgun.
No, it's really not. Optics is on the outside of the building now, on the edge. He seems to still know exactly what building Deathly's in, but clearly Deathly not wanting to move. Oh, he just got eyes on him. And it's a Uzi shotgun, so Optics does want to fight from close range right now.
Yeah. Obviously, Optics doesn't know that Deathly only has that revolver. Otherwise, I mean, you just absolutely push that if you know that information. But without having that, he's going to be playing a little bit cautiously. Like you said, he only has the Uzi and the shotgun, so he wants a close-range fight. So he's trying to go the long way around, maybe find a little bit more gear, find himself a nice backpack. And of course, having a level 3 backpack only matters if you're able to get out of the fight with it. So he says, you know what, I don't want anything to do with this. I don't want to risk a long getting picked off on my way in. So he actually just takes a long way around, moves to these other buildings, and is going to be avoiding that fight altogether.
Yeah, let's see if there's any other skirmishes going on right now. You do have Atomic, what is his name? Atomic, Levi, and Napster are in the area of each other as well. They seem to be kind of hunkered down, playing very cautiously, very defensively. And just to kind of let people know, there was, I think, 5 or 6 people landed on the military base and still just kind of looting up there. Really not a lot of action happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of people still way out west, too. So once that zone starts closing in, they're going to have a long run ahead of them. We've got 3 people have gone down already in this game. Actually, more than 3. We've had about 5 people get taken out in this one. Strawberry Sam with the engine points. Aki, Faith,
Strawberry
and
Sam
Alpha.
went down?
Strawberry Sam is down.
Oh, that's a disaster. Big disaster from me.
Oh, looks like we've got a fight here. Wrecker. Seeing some colors pop up there. Number 19. It doesn't look like there's anyone around it. I saw a bunch of colors.
He's just firing shots.
Yeah, I guess. Crate did drop up in the northern part of the map. Kojak actually is in prime position to go for that if he wants to. We'll go and get on board with him. Number 8, Kojak. See if he decides to try and make a move for that crate. I would love to see this guy go for the crate. I want to see someone just try and make that play and say, you know what? It's worth the risk, especially early in the game when you don't know if people are going to be around it. I would love to see someone just have the courage to make a play like that.
Just debate it?
Yeah, like just get yourself all set. Get yourself set up at the crate. Like give yourself a nice side angle to it, or just go for it yourself. Like just sit on it for a little bit. If you don't see anybody, just go for it. Get yourself whatever is inside. 'Cause you never know. It can be some
Napster and Atomic Levi might be fighting right here. They're actually going to fight right now. Napster does go down as Atomic Levi. He was just sitting right inside the building, waiting for him to walk in. There was a lot of patience on both sides, but Levi will go grass in the snake as he loots out Napster.
We also missed Deathly actually made the loop back around onto Optics, and Optics won that fight. Optics picked up the kill onto Deathly, and now he's going to be much better positioned than he was before. Finding that kill. And,
we got Toxic and Demon actually fighting as well. Looks like Demon got Toxic down, 2 Toxic down. Oh, as we have 12 drop and Ale Dream drop as well. Wrecker picking up a kill. Yeah, but 2 Toxic did get dropped down to about 50% health by Demon. Demon hangs up in the building, and looks like they're going to go ahead and reset themselves. Both fighting from like upstairs in 2 buildings.
Yeah, everyone is, see a lot of these names going to be in trouble with the zone moving in. We actually end up seeing the zone take out a few people because they are just very, very far away from getting to the safety. Optics, he's making his way on in. Number 7, getting into the play zone. Should have a pretty clear run until he meets up with Atomic Levi and Rolex. But they're both making their way towards the zone as well. Yeah. So we'll actually keep an eye on Optics, see how he makes this run, if he's going to be in trouble. He does still have a long way to go.
But speaking of Rolex and Atomic Levi, like you said, they're ahead of Optics. That's one of the strategies as well a lot of players like to abuse is, you just move right inside the edge of that zone, you turn around, and you just wait for all the guys that are running in. That's where you, especially in the early zones, you'll see a lot of people just making those movements in, and you get some free shots off.
We'll see, actually, WBZ Trigger, Atomic Levi is going to drive right past him. See if they stop. Nope, no stopping there, so probably not going to be anything coming from that. Optics did get just inside the zone, so he can give himself some healing. He's got 2 med kits left, so he should be okay to get back inside the circle. But like some of these names still way far away. Number 13, 107 Blaze, he's gonna be in a world of trouble as he's just trying to get as quickly as he can. But he's still going through buildings, still trying to loot up. Buddy, I don't know if you've got the time to be doing this with the amount of distance you have to the circle.
Miha also just got fired on by Kojak as he drove past him, took him down to about 50% HP.
And jumping over to Iraqi Zoro. See, he's got a couple people near him here over in Naya. Wrecked Zeno actually just left the area, so shouldn't be too much of an issue there. This crate still untouched. Let's take a peek at what's inside this airdrop. There's an AUG A3, And level 3 vest, level 3 helmet, and a ghillie suit.
That's the money right there.
That is a nice drop, but nobody is even looking at it. Nobody has even considered going for that airdrop.
No, dude, well, they feel like maybe getting debated a little bit here. Actually, in the middle of the map, looks like Rolex 98, we got 6 and 35, MT 35. They're all very close to each other. It feels like we could have a firefight on our hands here if they get next to each other.
34 is actually going to be screaming through this area on his vehicle. Looking for, he just got past a couple people there, so not really going to be too much. There's a lot of people that are like grouped up where we could be seeing fighting happen at any moment.
Some shots coming out of Wrecker, but
I want to check the 107 Blaze. How is he doing? He got himself into a buggy, and he is still on his way. I mean, he was. You just don't take too much damage.
You don't take so much damage in the early circle like that.
Yeah,
so
this first circle doesn't really take that much, but he was way out. I'm still actually kind of surprised that he managed to get himself in here, or into a vehicle and get on his way. He still has a long distance to cover. He's just about getting to the edge of the blue, but he's still not going to be in the zone, which means he could end up, he could be at risk of getting picked off by someone who just turns around and watches the edge of the zone.
So there's a bit of a standoff right now between Elm, T35, Demon, and 2 Toxic. They each are squatted down in buildings, kind of a bit of a triangle action there between everybody, but there were shots fired off on each other. Nobody was taken down just yet.
Looks like 107 Blaze did get himself inside the zone, going to be using his bandages, or at least trying to. It's canceled out. There we go. Now he gets the bandage. See Optics in the background there. He's still a good distance off, so shouldn't be too much of a concern. But yeah, 107 Blaze, he's got one more bandage left. He's going to go ahead and apply that, and then likely just take off to stay in front of the blue zone.
We might have action. Rolex is cruising through. Now shots coming out of Rolex from Fernan 30? I don't know. Maybe that's a cool kid name that I can't understand. There's 3 in the area, and Rolex has jumped out of his vehicle right now. He knows that there's one person in the building he's throwing nades at right now, but I'm not sure if he knows about the guy sneak over to his left in this other building. That's Sebek. And Sebek kind of playing it cool right now, really playing defensively, where Fernan is the one that's taking shots down. Rolex jumps back in the vehicle. Fernan fires shots off, but it looks like Rolex is going to be able to get himself out of here. No harm, no foul.
And, well, he could be pushing in. There's still plenty of people around. Sebek right in front of him.
Sebek's got the shot, really. I mean, this is third-person perspective how he's abusing this right now from Sebek. He's tucked up right on the wall edge of that window so he can see him coming. And Rolex just doesn't have that same advantage when you're playing from the outer. Well, now he's doing the same thing from behind the wall.
Smoke got thrown. Nice, very nice smoke to block that line of sight. Knows that there's someone there. Uses the smoke to block the line of sight so that he can try and get a better angle.
Now Sebek's out of the building. Sebek's going to be moving forward. Looks like he's going to be running straight at Rolex, but he's putting himself right in the line of fire. Now, BCOS in the area moving in with his vehicle as well. I don't know if we're going to have a fourth party joining this. They should see the vehicle moving down the hill.
Furman has to drop down to the lower level. He knows that he's spotted out. He knows that people know he's there. We actually have Rolex taking shots at Fernan. Looks like Fernan actually got tagged a little bit there. Not too heavily, though. Should be okay.
That's really funny. BCOS is sitting up on top of the hill.
Oh, nice shots by Rolex. Peeks around the corner, finds Sebek, and takes him down. But now will Rolex just think that he's done here? Because Fernan is still up in this building. We've got another person joining the fray as well. Looks like Fat, PH Fat, rolls around. Did Rolex see him, though? Oh, he had to. He had to. He gets right out of the building. Fernan sees him. Fernan sees him for sure. Now he's got 2 people.
Rolex, though. Fernan doesn't know that Fat's down there. Fat's going to be getting into the building now. Watch, he's going to walk right around the backside and be able to execute. But no, he actually comes down. He's firing Fernan. He got him.
Fernan finds that kill onto Fat. That's going to be very unfortunate for Fat.
Rolex playing super scared over here. It's like he didn't even know that they were both fighting each other.
Try and get back in onto Rolex once again. Rolex and Fernan still right next to each other. Rolex says, you know what, I've had enough of this. Maybe he's just trying to bait. Uses the smoke, gets in the car, makes some noise, then turns around and takes some shots.
The next level play.
Fernand's perspective. Trying to get Fernand's perspective here. There we go. Fern has a nice angle here with the higher sight lines, being able to kind of see over some of the smoke. But now Rolex is fully enveloped in that smoke. You can try and sneak down. Taking blind shots into it. Says, you know what? He's probably in that smoke somewhere. Just take some shots, see if you can make him land. Just changing his angle.
Sense is tingling though. He's gonna go ahead and get down. He's actually gonna lay all the way down, waiting for Rolex to maybe make the move into the building and catch him by surprise.
Like he's looting up what was in the crate from Fat that he just took out inside that building. I really like what Fernand's doing here, though. Changing his angles constantly, just not letting Rolex be able to just stare at one window and try and pick those shots up. And lobbing out another grenade, but Rolex is on the move.
There's another standoff happening between, let's see, Swiggy, Rectazino, and Bicasa. Iraqi's actually in the area as well. They're all just kind of pinned up in their buildings.
Vernon and Rolex still going at it. Lots of grenades being used here. Lots of grenades being committed by both members. That's going to be a nice grenade from Rolex. Forces Fernand to move.
Rowan just took out Atomic Alfred.
Another smoke. Oh, Fernand jumps out the back of the building. It's actually so intense watching these two try and go at it. The zone is now closing in on them. Rolex has the advantageous position because of the fact that the zone is going to be moving at Fernand's back. So Fernand has to move towards Rolex.
Yeah, this is always the thing. Like, you want to keep that good positioning, but he will be forced forward here. One of these guys is going to die. Who is it going to be? Rolex still just hanging out on the edge of this wall. Fernand now with that wall right on his back. And he's really just going to bide his time.
Hop over to Rolex, see what he's got going on there. His helmet is pretty heavily damaged. The smoke comes out, and he just immediately starts laying shots into it. Not wanting to take any chances.
Well, 23 alive left on the map. We started, I think, with 48 players, so getting basically half to down at this point. And these two players that we're watching are about the furthest away from anybody else are getting to the circle on the map.
And Rolex actually gives up on it, just jumps himself onto a motorcycle and takes off. Not sure if I agree with that. I mean, he had Fernand pinned down. He had him locked into that area. Knew he was going to have to move because of the zone. I would have liked to have seen Rolex stick around and try and secure that kill. Instead, he's going to try and pick Fernand off from a distance. Knowing that the zone is chasing him. But yeah, he's just, that's all she wrote for that standoff.
Now players are really starting to get into tight quarters.
Over at LMT, applying a first aid kit, but he's got two people right next to him. Actually, Rolex takes out Harald King, who was pushing LMT. So LMT gonna have to send a thank you letter out to Rolex there. I moved off Rolex for a second to look at LMT, and cause they were standing off, and Rolex just got a nice long-range shot off. He's able to pick up that kill.
Moving into range. He's actually pincered himself between two people right now. Shots firing, ringing out on all edges right now as Kojak flies through. His helmet's actually completely broken at this point too. This is kind of sketchy. Like, you gotta get to a place and start to turtle up a little bit here. You can't just drive around and take all these shots.
Yeah, LMT just drove right through the middle of that and did get tagged up a little bit, but should be okay. Take a look back over at number 96, Vernon. See how he's doing. He found himself a vehicle, got into the zone, and is sitting right on the edge. But he's got a couple people right next to him, very close by. He's going to be healing himself up.
Yeah, everybody's kind of just picking the buildings right now, trying to make sure that they're not an easy target for anybody. Shots come out onto Rolex. Rolex firing back at Nick. Not sure if he tagged Nick there, but Nick maybe clipping Rolex just a little bit, but he's back up in the building. Rolex, he's gonna hop back in the vehicle. He's like, I'm out of here. This is not something I want to hang around and deal with. I think our Trigga's actually firing right now. Go ahead and zoom in on him.
I'm trying to get a view. There was someone right very close to this.
Too Toxic takes down Pitcher. Too Fine takes down Miha.
Vernon looks like he's got eyes on Too Toxic out there. He's going to be scoping in and finds himself a kill. Nice shots coming out from Fernan from a distance.
2 kills now for Fernan. Rolex picking up 2 kills so far. Rowan sitting at 2 kills as well. And overall leaders, LMT35 with 3 kills thus far. Iraqi Zoro not yet to pick up a kill, but not yet to go down.
Hop back on board with 98. Rolex, after that big standoff, he got himself found himself a couple kills. Now he's going to be driving right on in. Fernan, oh, his old nemesis right there laying down in the grass in front of him. Tries to, he actually did. He ran him over. After all that big standoff before, it ends with just getting run over by a buggy. Iraqi Zoro actually dies to the zone.
Agent Fluffy just goes down to the zone as well. It's starting to be no joke. These guys already took a little bit of chip damage, and now that the zone starts to kick in a little bit more heat, it's really tough to deal with. We do have Demon, Bikasa, and Rowan hanging out over here, kind of in each other's sights at this point. I mean, everybody's really starting to close in, but those 3 will have to make a move towards the circle here very shortly. Rolex is going to be in danger as well from those 3 as they start to make a move.
He's just driving around in this zone with a buggy, and that's basically painting a target on yourself.
Yeah, it's actually drawing some players to it, kind of like a light for bugs. And the drop's going to come down. This is Omega bait. You never go for this. It's right in the middle of the field, dude. The airdrop just drops right down. Bikasa, Demon, they're in the area. Rowan sees it as well. Why do I feel like Rolex is going to go for it?
I would love to see Rolex go for it. Rolex has been making some bold plays in the last few minutes.
Swiggy taking shots at Nick. Swiggy Zero's actually down as Nick fully connects, but Nick is down about 40% health right now. More shots. LMT35 in vehicle trying to move out. King Swallow almost got him down. LMT35 stays alive. He's driving out towards Rolex's area. Rolex might just be able to turn around and pick himself up a kill. Now Demon and Bikasa moving in. These guys are going to be taking a lot of damage from the storm here. They're moving in. You don't want to take so much damage like that for nothing. Bikasa, he's dropping down. He's going to be getting killed off. Rowan down. Rolex just driving around like a madman, bat out of hell. And Rolex is going to stay alive. He's inside the circle. It's only Swallow, Zeno, and Rolex that I can see right now.
3 alive.
But Rolex, he's tucked in smoke. That's not where you want to be. These guys, Zeno, he's sitting behind a wall. This is very good positioning for him. And the question is, do they have eyes on King Swallow right now?
I love that Rolex was literally just driving around trying to get vehicle kills on people running into these last couple zones.
Yeah, do we get
managed to stay alive the entire time. Meanwhile, take a look over at Swallow. Like you said, he's got himself tucked into a nice little building here. He should be pretty safe. Rolex is out in the open, just using those smokes for cover at the moment. And then Zeno, last member, he's moving himself on over right behind Swallow, though. So these 2 might end up spotting each other.
Rolex is very close to the circle. He's going to be able to walk himself in, whereas the other 2 have to make a run for it at some point. It's going to leave them very vulnerable. The question is, do they shoot at each other? Do they look for the third player remaining on the map? Rolex actually finds himself in a great place right now, and he's kind of lucked out because of the circle positioning.
Yeah, that is a very favorable circle for Rolex. As you mentioned, the other 2 going to have to start moving. Here comes the storm.
Zeno just on the edge. Swallow as well. Swallow's thrown down the smokes. So now Zeno should know where he is. Zeno, he's down. We got snakes in the grass. Rolex as well. Zeno didn't throw the smokes, but now he's taking shots from Rolex. He fires over. Rolex has got the kill onto Zeno. Now in a 1v1 situation here, down to the wire at the very end. Who is it going to be? Rolex with 6 kills or Swallow with his 1 kill so far? Swallow moves over. Rolex down. He's about just 2 more shots from getting taken out here.
Plenty of meds, though. Gonna use that med kit, get himself back up to full.
Just nade it. Just nade it. Swallow, throw the nade.
Oh, grenade comes in, but I think it went a little too far. Swallow still has a few grenades left. He's got himself this nice little ridge to kind of sit behind if he wants to for now.
Yeah, they both don't have to force this, but I'd like to see it. Rolex creeping up here. Swallow doing the same thing. Ooh, Rolex actually has a couple trees to work with here, though. So, a bit of a benefit to him.
Let's So tense. This circle is so small.
Bacon, who are you gonna call it right now? I mean, it feels like the higher kill player usually wins this right here.
I mean, but a
you
lot of
never know.
Rolex's kills came from a vehicle, though. So I think Swallow. I mean, Swallow has a bit more utility on him, but at this point, utility isn't really that important. It's all about just getting who can get that
5,
shot.
4, 3, 2. Oh, it's over. Rolex picks up his 7th kill and the chicken dinner in round number 1 over here. What a matchup. Just rocking through everybody here. It's pretty impressive stuff, and I'm pretty sure 7 kills is going to be the kill leader.
Yeah, kill leader and the victory. That is going to be a big chunk of points for Rolex coming out in round number 1. A massive start to his day, as that is going to be, like I said, both kill leader and first place finish. He is going to be the clear-cut leader when we do get our scores updated, and we are going to get those scores pretty soon. We have our team working on that and getting they're going to be going ahead and getting everything kind of inputted, getting all the data squared away while we get ourselves ready
next lobby
for
up and
the
running.
next lobby. But before we do that, we are going to take a quick break where we are going to get the next lobby set up and let our admins have a little bit of time to get the scores and the points and our standings updated. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we will have those updated standings from round 1 of today's Mob Crush PUBG Mobile League, powered by MGL. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Mob Crush League PUBG Mobile, powered by MGL. We just had our first incredible round of action, and we are getting things set up for round number 2. Bear in mind, it is once again going to be on Erangel, still solo, still third party. We'll be finding out here in just a moment, though, what the standings look like as soon as I get confirmation that we are going to be having. As soon as we get confirmation of the standings, it turns out Rolex was actually not registered for the event prior to it starting, so he actually doesn't get any points.
Shut the hell up! Are you kidding me?
No points. He's not supposed to be competing. He was not registered, did not sign up. And so,
I'm going to hide behind my microphone over here while you figure things out. Because that doesn't throw a wrench into anything.
Well, we'll see. I mean, that's a question for the admins to take care of. That is not, thankfully, not something I have to worry about. But we'll see if the, unfortunately, I don't know if the standings are updated then, and I don't know what the decision is going to be from the admins on how to deal with the standings at that point.
Does that nullify the entire round? He killed some people that might have lived.
I don't know.
Well, this is where I turn my brain off and just hang out.
This is where I need you to communicate with the admins for me while I run the stream so that we can get things going.
I got that. Yeah, I'm just looking down at my phone right now, sending a message.
Yeah, so we'll try and get things sorted out, though. As both Humus and I trying to communicate with the admins to figure out what's going on, what the plan is going to be, what their call is going to be. Unfortunately, our only method of communicating with our admins is through text, and so we're trying to get that information taken care of. I feel like the round will stay, and it'll just be like that placement just gets 0 points, and you just move on from there. So basically, nobody gets credit for a first place finish in that round. But I also do need to find out if the standings are updated, because I don't want to try and pull them up if we don't have them set.
Yeah. Well, the most important thing is to keep moving forward. We can figure out the standings as we do get into later rounds, because it's 3 rounds, and we did start like an hour plus late, so we have to keep the train rolling forward.
All right, looks like scores are updated, so here we go. Here's our standings as of the end of round 1.
Strawberry Sam!
That doesn't seem accurate.
Well, you know what? Feels accurate to me based off of name recognition. Iraqi Zoro, didn't he have 0 kills when he went out?
Unless this might be calculating, because this is, I believe, the second week of the Mob Crush League. Or the second event that Mob Crush League has done, so it could
2 weeks worth of
it could be a cumulative.
Yeah, cumulatory.
But that is
it's just basic maths.
That is our top 10. We look down, we got another 10 standings as well. You see points kind of, that's definitely not accurate, because there's someone in 14th with 0 points over people that have points.
Hey, don't pretend to understand the laws of math. Bacon.
All right, so we're going to come back to us at the desk.
Because, that works, so right on. Bacon, you looking like you might need a haircut pretty soon over there.
I do need a haircut very soon. It has been quite some time. I'm actually going to go ahead and fix my lighting a little bit here, too.
I thought you were going to be like, I'm actually going to go ahead and just give myself a haircut right now. You should.
Yeah, a little bit more front lighting. That always makes it look a little bit better. But we're waiting for players to get on into our second lobby. Once we have them in, we'll be going ahead and kicking things off for round number 2 of the Mob Crush League PUBG Mobile, powered by MGL. And we'll see how things shape up.
Shape up or ship out, Bacon, you really got locked in on that one standoff between What's it? It was Rolex that was standing
Rolex
off
and
with them?
Fernand and Furman.
That was like the bacon
I was,
addiction of that
I was
one.
I was liking it. I wanted to see who would come out on top, and then they both left without fighting, and then eventually Rolex ran him down with a buggy. So that was the conclusion of that one. That was an interesting one to kind of see how it played out. But as we mentioned, once again, Rolex was not actually registered for the tournament. So while he was in the lobby and he did, get a bunch of kills and finish really well, he's not qualified for the tournament. So there's basically just a 0 put next to that points standings, and so that was the decision from our admins. That is just it basically just that first place finish counts as a 0. Nobody gets credit for those kills. It's just like those players that died to Rolex. It's like they died to the zone instead, as far as the standings are concerned. So,
dude, this is awesome. You know what the next event should have? It should have like 2 players that are not official players. They're just like the X factors. They can't shoot anyone.
You get credit for killing them, but
yeah. But they just drive around just trying to murk fools, and they can't place, right? So like if they end up killing a bunch of people, they don't place. They're just the X factors. I love it. Rolex,
card.
It's
wild card.
It's the next level league.
It's just if you are an unlucky person that happens to get run down, you didn't deserve to win.
Well, we have 45 players in the lobby right now. There's 2 types of players in this world, Bacon. There's players that join the lobby, and then players that go all the way to the bottom of the page in the lobby. You notice that?
I have not noticed that because I'm not really scrolling through the lobby, but I do see it now, and you were very correct. There's actually a lot of people down at the bottom of the lobby.
Yeah, those are like the kids that sit in the back of the class. We don't have any middle of the room kids in here. Yep, it's crazy. The oldest player competing in this event right now is 77 years old. It's pretty wild playing PUBG Mobile at 77 years old, but hey, anything's possible when you make things up. That was cool though. I mean, we were with it for a second. That would be.
I was like, damn, you actually some of these guys. Like, that's impressive.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, basically
knowing their story, getting a little bit of backstory, doing some research.
Fred's a cool guy. 77-year-old playing. He started playing on release, so you would expect him to be pretty good at this point. Also, I think lesson learned to everybody: make sure you sign up for the events you want to compete in. It's about as easy as it could possibly be with this kind of system. And the mods are like right there. They're like as long as you're in the right channel, they're gonna make sure you're in the right place.
Yeah, and they've been on top of their game. Like I said, even when we have questions, we message them. A few moments later, we get our answers, and so they're right on top of things. We're just waiting just for a little bit, see if we're ready to go for round number 2. There's a few things I need to tweak on my end for round number 2.
You tweaking over there on me, bro?
Just changing some numbers.
Changing some numbers, yeah. Gotcha. Well, we're going to have, once again, solo mode, TPP, air angle. And the only thing that should switch up is our flight path and how the circles are going to close down on everybody. Also, a bit of a minus an X factor. We're going to see who's going to come out on top. I want to see a little bit more action this time, early on from players. Very defensive players, I got to say. You know what I mean? Like, you're playing in a tournament here. Yeah, there's money on the line. But just like go ham. This is on stream, right? You might be able to make some fans get some more followers if they see like, oh, this is like a super aggressive, awesome player to watch.
Mm-hmm. Right, just waiting for confirmation that we can start on up.
The one thing I learned is if you want to have Bacon spectate you, you just have to get close to another person and just stay in the building. And then he's like, wow. Look at this high ground.
It's not just being
advantage over here.
They were actively in a firefight. Okay.
Fire a couple shots off out the window. Throw a nade.
That's what you need. It's the shots getting fired that.
Smoke grenades. 46 players in the lobby. Roger that. That's Big 10 for it.
Right. Our admin is typing to us, so we'll know in a moment if we're good to go. Or if they want us to wait to get a few more people into the lobby. But
Put me in
we're
the lobby.
close to what we had for last game, so I think we should be just about ready to hit the start
Yeah, we had
button.
48 last game with 1 removed. Should be down to 47. This is pretty close, obviously. I think we should be launching rather soon to keep on schedule.
Oh, we are not on schedule in any sense of the word, so
Yeah, I'm just saying.
that was
for
thrown
me,
out the window a while ago.
I got plans to travel this afternoon that can't really be changed necessarily.
We'll try and make sure we get you to your destination.
Okay, thanks once again, Flight Attendant Bacon. We'll try to get you to your destination. You may not be alive, but we will get you there. That's our guarantee, and we stick by it.
No oxygen if the cabin pressure falls, but we got plenty of beverages.
Got plenty
on
of
air bacon.
beverages. Yeah, unfortunately, we won't be able to open them, so you'll just have to bite into the cans. But we do have the beverages, and that's going to be
we care
just
about the
fine for
environment.
you.
We don't have cans on air bacon.
And
okay?
because we oversold this flight, we've actually taken all the seat belts out of all of the seats just to make sure that we were covering the weight issues on the plane as well.
Yeah, that's
and
one of the things I don't understand is the seat belts on an airplane. Because like if the airplane crashes, I don't think a seatbelt's saving me.
Have you seen World War Z?
I'm not judging my airline safety off a movie.
World War Z is a zombie documentary which Brad Pitt plays David Attenborough of the documentary. And in this footage of the plane wreck, his life is only saved because of his seatbelt. So I think that goes to show that seatbelts are very... No, but for real, there are some... No. You know, Captain Sully landed the plane in the river. There could have been actual injuries if people didn't have their seatbelts on. Also, when they say we're hitting some turbulence, put your seatbelt on, people would be getting like zero gravity momentarily slamming into the ceiling if they didn't have their seatbelt on.
Like, I would love that, though. That'd be so much fun.
Until you get dropped down at like 150 miles an hour into like the little armrest in between you and the other dude. No, I don't think...
All right, I still haven't heard anything from our admins. They're usually very quick. And
yeah, they're usually very quick, but apparently they're taking a lunch break over here. Brought to you by Burger King.
I'm not sure you're allowed to just throw sponsors out there if we don't have them.
It sounded good.
It did sound good, but...
No, it was mine.
We'll
I would say,
MGL
for
to get
me,
on that.
I'd be going David Sunflower Seeds. How has David Sunflower Seeds not gotten into esports yet?
That is a can of worms I am not going to open.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Don't get into that. This is brought to you by Pineapple on Pizza.
There we go. That is something I can get behind.
This is brought to you by the Political Action Committee of Hot Dogs Are Sandwiches.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready, Humanist. Are you ready?
Launch it.
All right. We're hit start. We're getting on in. Here we go. Round number 2. Going to be firing off here in just a moment.
Yeah, roger that.
Saving all of you from our inane conversations here on the desk. Yeah,
so we actually have 45 players. I don't know. I think that we had in the lobby. 44 currently into the load. And we'll be launching an end game in about 40 seconds from now. So just momentarily, we're going to find out who's going to be the top dog out here. You got any money on anybody here, Bacon?
I'm going to say, without Rolex in there, King Swallow. He got second place last time around. I think he locks up the win this time. Okay.
I see what you're working with. I didn't notice Mobile JD TV in round 1, but there were a couple players that were signed up for the event that didn't get into round 1, but can get into round 2. So they still have, especially with low kill scores like that, they actually have a very good chance of actually taking the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, you do miss out on a full round of placement, but if you can finish high in the rest of the rounds, you do have a chance, like you said. We are now on the board with the plane. Take a look at this path going from the northeast to the southwest, flying right over Yasnaya, right over Pachinki. Those two, I think, going to be pretty hot drops. We'll see if anyone does decide to branch out farther. See people maybe go over towards Mansion, towards a long drop and run out towards Milta.
I think we definitely will see some people kind of fan. Like the last round 1, everybody stayed on one half of the map. I think we're going to see people spread out across the entirety of the map on this one.
A lot of people already out of the plane here.
You know, a lot of people will also just look for those vehicles immediately and then take those vehicles to the outer edges of the map until they see where the circle's going to close in on them. Plus, like you said, they can get that kind of free loot off where they're not stressed out and, you know, whatever.
I do see a few people going pretty far out to the side. A couple people dropping out towards Severny. It looks like actually King Swallow is moving down towards Milta. See how much further out he goes. Branching out from the flight path. Who do we jump on with first here, Humanist?
I got eyes on Trapper. I think Trapper's moving into an area where Trigger's actually on the ground, and Miha as well. Miha and Trigger are within
what are those numbers?
Shooting range of each other, and they've dropped. Huh?
Trying to figure out what the... I need the numbers when you say me the...
Oh, 96 on Trapper. Trapper's still falling down. Once you go hop over to Trigger, Trigger's just looting up right now, and he does have Miha within a firing range of like a 2x scope right now. Trigger actually, he's picked up a crossbow for himself. He's got level 2 helmet, level 2 backpack.
Crossbow. I would love to see someone get a crossbow kill. I think you automatically get like an extra 10 points if you kill someone with a crossbow.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, Doc Evil finding the first kill of the game already.
Nice.
Taking out Fate. Actually, I'm not even sure if that was the first kill. It might have been the second, as we only have 43 players left alive.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try and find some hot action first. Pachinki has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players in Pachinki right now, so we should see some action here momentarily over in that zone. Looks like 3 people made their way down towards military base. Milta Power, Atomic Alfred's the only person that went over to Milta Power, so this guy's gonna be fully looted up.
Take a look at what Atomic Alfred has. What he's able to find out there in Milta Power.
Oh, we're gonna... Oh, never mind. I had a visual glitch. Looked like someone had a straight shot at them, but there was a house in between them, so we're all good on that.
Lots of guns lying around. Alfred will have his pick of the litter. Like I said, the only one out here. No one's even close to him, so he's going to be feeling pretty good about things once he does decide to leave.
Optics is taking a little bit of damage right now. If you want to look on 17 Optics YouTube, Doc Evil has eyes on him. Optics is going to go down. It's actually Bicasa that takes the kill. And Bacon, we have like 6 players over in this area right now. Rowan takes down Illogist, Sexologist, I don't know, whatever. 2 kills, and there's still 4 players in this area over here.
Napster
Shots
and
start to rain
Zampha
out.
fighting each other here right by this window as everything loads in. But that's going to be actually Zampha getting the shot.
Wow.
And finding
Zampha
the kill.
nearly
Very close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did thankfully have himself a med kit to go ahead and heal on up. And then pop a couple pills and get that regen going.
Rowan had to. I mean, everybody heard those shots, and you could see that based on that, they all kind of moved in about 1 or 2 units or houses closer towards where Zenfa is hiding, but they don't have eyes on each other just yet. Because I'm pretty sure he knows that Doc Evil was over in that area from before when he got that first kill.
Yeah, looks like finds himself a kill.
Yeah, nice shot.
Keeping our eyes on this kind of clustered area here. Like you said, there's like 4 or 5 players still around. Casa is getting hit from across the way. He's going to have to try and get himself bandaged up. Gets that door shut, give himself a little bit of time.
Doc Evil, I think he's going to make the rush right now. He knows that he got shots on him. He's hopped over one little wall over the second. About to make the rush into the building. Bicasa's right there. Bicasa fires the shot. Does he got it? Doc Evil goes down. Bicasa! The sneaky little siren over here.
Casa able to get that kill. Even though Doc Evil had the drop on him, knew where he was, it just didn't matter. Because able to outplay him and find that kill. Gets a couple more healing items, couple more, gets that regen rolling, so he should be in good position now. There's still 2 other players in this city. You see Zenfa out in the distance a little ways off, but neither of those 2 really going to be an immediate threat to beat Casa at the moment.
Yeah, he's chilling. They've kind of turtled up here. I'm going to see if there's any more action happening on the map.
Zero is actually He's got himself in a buggy, but he is taking a lot of shots from number 30 behind him. He gets brought down very low, but it looks like he will be able
It's actually
to
Iraqi
get out
Zoro
to
firing
safety.
shots. And Iraqi, he's going to climb up on some of these crates over here, try to get a better angle for himself.
Now here in the shipyard, maybe looking to see if he can get an angle, but I think he got too far away. I don't think Rexor is going to really be able to find the shots that he would need to try and secure that kill, but he was very close to picking him off on that drive. So Iraqi Zoro and Swiggy Zero going to be the two going head-to-head out there.
Just kind of popping around the map. Too Toxic and Fernan looting up military base. They're actually very close to each other and might run into each other in the next minute or so here. That's Fernan number 98.
It's interesting to see Atomic Alfred still out in Milta Power. He's had pretty much free reign of that area and is just hanging out, just looting everything that he can out there.
The thing is, like, there's so many buildings and rooms to get into. Like, it takes quite a while to loot that up by yourself.
Yeah, Fernan looks like he does have True Toxic in the vicinity. Up on that roof. Oh, grenade! The grenade gets him. What a nade from True Toxic.
Yeah, boy, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
that's
beautiful. An absolutely gorgeous grenade coming out from Too Toxic to get that kill. And now he has sole control over military base. That's going to be feeling real good. He's got plenty of time before this zone closes in, too, where he can just sit there and loot to his heart's content. King Swallow, I'm actually, our runner-up from round number 1. He has basically driven all the way around this map. He's
actually our winner from round number 1, technically.
Technically, yes. But he started off way on the east side of the map and has now...
Tune into Rowan 20 right now. Rowan 20. He's firing up. Zenfa moving in. It's that Rowan takes Zenfa down. As Zenfa tried to make the move around the building, so Rowan picking up another kill over here.
If I get to him in time.
I know. I didn't want to cut you off, but they were starting to fight.
Yeah, cut me off. If you see a fight happening, cut me off.
I will, dog. Cut you off.
It is much more important to see action than to hear me rambling.
Yeah. So Rowan and Bicasta still in the area of each other. It started off with 5, 6 players over there, just down to 2 in Pachinki currently. There was a air crate that dropped down in Rosehawk, just above school.
And we do have one player who's in perfect position to go and get that. See if Teenska actually goes. He's moving that direction. Is he going to look to try and pick this up? Oh, he's moving away. That's unfortunate. He was moving towards the crate and then decided against it. I think going for the first crate is actually such a smart play because, like, nobody really pays much attention to the first crate. So many times you see first crates drop and just no one even bothers with them.
Dude, first crate, it doesn't matter. Like, every time I go for a crate, I just get MLG 360 no scope to my brain. It's all over.
Too Toxic making his way out of military base now. As he's got himself
Nick dropped by Fat. There's a kill for Nick there.
It looks like we could be having...
Oh, we're going to have a firefight over here. Tracker 93, number 90. Kodak firing as well.
Tracker is actually in a vehicle. Got himself a decent vantage point.
Alpha, looks like he's about to go. Kojak's got eyes on Alpha right now. He's out in the field. Taking storm damage right now. They're going to start trading storm damage, but Kojak's got him pinned down because Alpha has to move in.
Jump on board with Kojak, see how this plays out.
Alpha starts to make the run. Kojak, he has more health right now, so he can wait this out. Shots fired, but he's not able to connect just yet. Alpha just making a dead beeline for the safe zone at this point. The question is he going to pull up and try to get some shots off back the other way? That's a mega feels bad man to not be able to get shots off. Yeah, you think he wants to hop in this? He wants to hop in that buggy, but he's just going to get mowed down if he does.
Kojak has the sniper. It took a couple shots, hasn't been able to hit. Meanwhile, Alpha on the other side, like you said, just kind of sitting behind this tree for now, drinking up some energy drinks. Knows he has a lot of utility there. He should actually be he should be okay here for a while, even though they're both in the storm. take a look at what Kojak's got. Kojak has a few. He has a lot of meds, so he should be okay as well. And this could just become a battle of attrition at this point.
These guys, just go fight, guys. He's in the buggy. Alpha making the run for it. The Alpha play. Is he going to get the shot off? Snipes just a little bit behind. You got to leave that just a touch there, and he is behind the 8-ball. So it looks like Kojak misses 1,000 shots, and Alpha will be able to get himself into the safe zone. Now he can turn around and potentially get some shots off the Kojak as he tries to make his way into the safe zone. I don't know if Alpha's going to make that play. It looked like he was playing very defensively.
Yeah, Alpha, I'm not sure how confident he is in his ability to take down Kojak, but he's going to be able to just watch him from this building, or at least keep an eye on that area if he wants to, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the call. Alpha just doing a little bit more looting, checking out what's been left behind by some other players.
Moving myself around the map, just trying to keep eyes on everything for us. If I see anything, I will let you know.
Looks like Demon going to be in a bit of a skirmish. It takes down 107 Blaze. Get there just a little bit too late to see that kill happen, but it looks like it was pretty point blank.
Bikasa and Rowan heard those shots fired as well. Now Agent Fluffy moving in on Rowan over here. We're going to have this is pretty good action. Agent Fluffy's moving around the outer side of Pachinki. Rowan and Bikasa really just not being flushed out of their buildings, showing a lot of patience.
Take a look at Rowan. He's, like you said, just being very patient in this building. Has plenty of sight lines around different areas here from each of these windows, but of course that also means that there's plenty of sight lines into his building too, so it's one of those double-edged swords. You got to be a little bit careful. He is making a move towards the others here out in Pachinki. He's got Bikasa just a little bit closer. Is he gonna try? He's just hoping to spot someone out here, hoping to see them moving before they see him.
This is the power play right now. This is the no fear move right there. You know, like the thing about first person perspective does lend itself to more aggressive games because you gotta put your head out, stick your head out to get information on where people are. Third person, people just hug those walls, just sit back, and that's what these three are really doing right here right now. We do have Name Unknown and Tracker off to the southeast of Pachinki. They're in a standoff in buildings there as well. I haven't seen them move, so I don't know if they know each other or in those buildings, but the way that they're not like making any like rotations would lend itself to that.
Meanwhile, out on the northwest side, we've got a few players kind of up in this northwest area. Might be about to encounter each other. Too Toxic going up near Iraqi Zoro, looking to try and jump on board the Iraqi Zoro. If it would let me select him.
Iraqi Zoro. I have to imagine Iraqi's just fully turtled up. He's still running around trying to get himself a little loot off. He's got level 3 backpack, helmet, and vest, dude. He's feeling good right now.
Yeah, I want to see if he's gonna hear the vehicle from Too Toxic. Try and take a few shots there.
Shots, one connected. Odds of getting that kill from right there, not very great.
Meanwhile, up further northwest, we got Fat. He's actually getting chased down pretty heavily by player 66. Can't quite see who that is. It is KHJ3M. These are squad mates here, 1975s.
Fat, he's down on the beach right now, presenting KH from getting that angle onto him. Fat knows what he's doing. But that's going to be the storm starting to close in, so they're going to have to start to make a move. One of these guys is going to kill each other off here very quickly.
A little bit of fall damage for KHJ, but he knows he has the advantageous position. He did get to see Fat jump down, but he's not quite sure where he is. He's going to throw a couple grenades blindly over the wall, but Fat is going to be able to make his way back on up. Does have himself 2 kills already. He wants to try and get out of this situation. You see his helmet has been very heavily hit. Doesn't have a vest. So he's just trying to get himself out to safety, but he's going to be chased this entire way. KHJ should have an idea of where he is. Should be able to hear him. Should be close enough that they can hear each other.
I just flipped back over to Rowan, Bicasa, and Demon over here in Pachinki, and these guys are just still squatted down in the same buildings.
A couple kills coming out on the feed.
Tracker
23 players left alive.
Jebs and Teenska looks like they have each other in their sights.
Oh, Raki Zoro, he's right by a crate. Looks like he's actually driving away from it now, but there was 3 players all right next to... There's 2 crates right next to Swiggy Zero. Fortunate that neither of them are likely to go for him. Let's see if Agent Fluffy decides to go for a crate.
Agent Fluffy's hundo going for some crates right now. Look, yeah, this is my boy.
Yes.
Agent Fluffy, yeah.
What's he? Oh, I didn't get to hit what he's getting out of it, but
he's looted up. Probably upgraded his armor there. I didn't have eyes on his inventory, but yeah, that's a nice pickup for him. He's back in his buggy, doesn't take any damage at all. So Agent Fluffy living the dream. And this guy's been driving around for quite a while now, like 10 minutes. He's been all around the map in this buggy. He's one of the more mobile players. No pun intended. Hey.
See a lot of players kind of driving now towards this middle area. Pachinki's still in the zone. So Bicasa, Rowan, and Demon all going to be continuing to hang out there. But a lot of players sort of driving towards the middle of this circle.
Iraqi has dropped out of his vehicle right next to Alpha, number 30 and 97 respectively. There's also player 83 kind of in the area, but Iraqi put himself in danger. He's still going to actually take shots at Alpha. Now Alpha does have the elevated position over here. I'm not sure that Iraqi, when he jumped out of the vehicle, that he didn't know someone was over here.
And there's about to be a few more people. You see plenty of names kind of in the distance. Grenades being thrown. Iraqi, I'm not sure if he knows quite where Alpha is at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he fired up there. He knows that he's right behind that wall. The question is, what is Alpha going to do about this?
Oh, Swiggy Zero takes some shots at Iraqi Zero as well from long distance.
I want to zoom in on Swiggy over here. Yeah, Swiggy has an angle. Agent Fluffy thinking about joining the party as well.
Oh, Rakizoros, he spotted Swiggy, got a lot of hits on him. Swiggy is now very, very low, but Rakizoro, he knows he's getting pinched. He's got players on either side of him.
Yeah, the thing is, you really can't commit too much time when you're in a situation like that. You see Demon in the background, but Demon's still just laid out on that rooftop over in Pachinki. He's just not going to move until he's forced.
Rakizoro looking for... I think he's going to focus on Swiggy for now, because that's when he knew he got a lot of hits there. And so Swiggy is likely going to be moving. Whereas Alpha probably just going to be sticking to his spot up on that rooftop.
Ale Dream might be joining the party soon if he hears some more shots. He's look like he's just on the edge and over. Pitcher actually gets taken down by Rowan. Looks like he finally made his way over into the danger zone.
Look, if I'm currently on board with the Rakizoro. When we pull up the ground, just showing the list of players nearby, that is a lot of players in the immediate vicinity.
Yeah, definitely. And Swiggy now getting chased by Rowan. These guys.
Rakizoro on Alpha now. Both of them have moved spots. Both actually moving towards where their opponent was, but that's going to be Alpha getting spotted. Rakizoro will find him. Actually, and that does get the kill. I saw a different name pop up in the kill feed. I was like, wait, someone else stole it from him. But no, Rakizoro did get that kill in the end.
And Kojak took down KH. King Swallow just walks up from behind and takes the easy kill there. He had no idea that one was coming.
Up north, there's a lot of fights happening. King Swallow, we're going to jump on board with him for a moment. Again, that was our highest placed registered competitor from round one. We'll see how he does in this one. No one's really in his immediate vicinity. Meanwhile, up north,
Engine Point actually is going to run over the hill and actually see him. I don't think King Swallow knows that he's there.
Up north, Gummy U taking some shots at a vehicle. Elm T has a vehicle right there, and Gummy U got a few shots on him.
Name unknown. Iraqi's taking shots over here at Engine Point player 7 right now. Iraq, there's 3 players in the field. Name unknown, King Swallow, and Engine Point.
Action going on in multiple spots on the map. We're going to jump back over to Iraqi.
King Swallow is able to take down Name Unknown. They were out in the field there. King Swallow just gets the angle on him. I'm not sure that Name Unknown knew he was there because Iraqi was the first to fire. And now Iraqi's are finally flushed out of those houses. Gummy taking down LMT35 over on our kill feed. But some of these players now being finally flushed out of these buildings. Now the circle's really starting to close down.
Rowan finding a grenade kill onto the engine point. Atomic Alfred, after all that, you had all that time in Delta Tower by yourself, and he drops to the zone.
Because of finally taking down Demon. These were the guys in Pachinki that really didn't want to move for a very long time.
He's going to be in trouble. He is deep in the zone, and this zone is doing some serious damage. Look how quickly he's taking. I don't know if he gets out of this. He's going to try and use a first aid kit. Buy himself that time, gets his health up. But this is going to be taken down. We're just going to sit on Bicasa, see if he makes it out of here or not.
And because he's going to make this one, right?
Oh, he's only got one more first aid kit. I don't think he's got it. I do not think he has enough meds to do it. He's going to get healed up again.
He's got it 100%. Dude, watch him get that momentum coming down the hill here. He's got it. He's got it, ladies and gentlemen. Press 1 now if you're a Bicasa hater. Press 2 if you think Bicasa is the legend, and we'll be making it. I'm pressing 2 myself.
Gets into the zone. But now he's going to have a firefight right in front of him. Just immediately gets dropped. Too Fine takes him out. That's unfortunate. It feels so bad when you're having to just scramble to get into the zone and then immediately get picked off. Iraqi Zoro looked like he might have been looking over towards Too Fine, but not actually going to be seeing him there.
A lot of players. There's 5 players over here in the circle right now. King Swallow, Rowan, Agent Fluffy, Swiggy Zero, and Jeb. Jeb2374, Swiggy, and Agent Fluffy. They are turtled up in some buildings right now as King Swallow moved in with a vehicle sitting out near the road right now, yet to take a solid position.
Iraqi Zoro in a vehicle in this buggy, going to be driving up towards the zone. Has to be careful because he's putting himself very much at risk. Getting up on top of that hill.
Rowan trying to find the perfect position for him to go ahead and fight from is Too Fine plus Iraqi now making their way closer into the circle. Iraqi's going to go ahead and jump out of his vehicle. Rowan hopped in a vehicle of his own as the circle closed in. Agent Fluffy, he'll take a little damage. Swiggy Zero just on the edge inside this building, so he doesn't have to move. That's always kind of a sketchy spot to be in. Too Fine taking shots as he'll take Rowan down. Jeb takes down Swiggy Zero, firing back and forth. It's a firing field. Agent Fluffy drops as Iraqi Zero gets the angle on him, leaving only 5 players left over here.
Yeah, very nice shots coming out from multiple players there. And like you said, it's kind of like a firing range, and lots of individuals finding their own kills. It wasn't really like third parties. It was actually pretty much just multiple people just finding one other person, taking them out. King Swallow still alive, so he's going to be following up a number 2 finish with at least a top 5 here. So he's going to be feeling pretty good about his chances. Iraqi Zoro still up as well. Take a look over at Jeb. See where he's going to be positioning himself. He's laying down on this roof. Sees Kojak. He should have a clear shot on him. Just starts opening up and gets that kill.
Kojak just got wrecked.
Yeah, there was no chance for Kojak on that one.
That was like every shot hit the head and neck. That was brutal.
Swallow sitting in this small building here, right next to a drop.
Iraqi's throwing smoke grenades forward as he runs on in. He knows where 2 of the 3 players are. He see King Swallow. It's kind of sketchy, Iraqi. He'd probably pull out the gun. He knows Swallow's in that shack over there. I'm pretty sure he knows he's in the shack. He's making a beeline for it. He saw the vehicle and did see that movement earlier. Iraqi Zoro, we're going to see who's going to come out on top. King Swallow shows himself in the door. Iraqi pulls up, scoped in. 2-5 but gets taken down. King Swallow finds one. Too Fine's going to take down Jeb as well, leaving only 2 players left. This is sketchy.
1v1. Take a look at the meds. There's 1 med kit, 7 bandages for King Swallow. Meanwhile, on the other side, Too Fine. He's got himself 20 bandages, 3 med kits, and plenty of other utility. Too Fine absolutely has the utility advantage right now when it comes to being able to heal up and survive any potential zone damage. But
yeah, but the thing is, you're going to have to move very quickly in this kind of situation. It's going to close down fast. You're going to take a lot of damage. So King Swallow already in position. He's going to hop in the vehicle. Too Fine on foot, moving forward. I don't know about this. King Swallow need to hop out, get this gun on target. Too Fine. He'll go through the window into this little shotgun shack. King Swallow should know where he is right here. Shots do rain out. You have the angle through the window. That's the question for Two Fine. He can just peek. He's just peeking.
Yeah,
He
doesn't
doesn't
quite see
really
him.
know.
He has a very
Yeah, there now he know. He's waiting for the head to pop
There it
out
is.
right around the rock.
Oh, no, King Swallow
got him!
got him.
King Swallow was it? He was technicality first place in round 1 and first place in round 2.
Yeah, 4 kills, almost the kill leader. As there was actually 2 other players with 5 kills, and it looks like 3 players total with 4 kills to their name. So a little bit of a higher kill round, and that is definitely going to be changing things up pretty significantly. I'm really curious to see where King Swallow is going to end up. Looks like some of the points from round 1 were tweaked since we last saw them, but now everything's going to be getting tweaked again as our admins go ahead and get round 2 updated into those standings. So hopefully we will be able to see what the actual standings will look like now that 2 rounds are in the books. We'll scroll through this little list on the right so you can see the placement of how everyone did. If you have a favorite and you didn't see them in that top 20 or so, you know, maybe they finished down near the bottom. But
yeah, spicy little round 2. You can tell it's heating up. Players seem to be in their comfort zone. I think, especially when this circle closed down, there were quite a few more players remaining. They just got mowed down very quickly. As soon as you get that angle, you're gonna be able to take them down.
all right, well, that is round 2 in the books. As we mentioned, we're going to be having our admins go ahead and inputting their numbers and getting those standings updated for us all. We've got one more round left to go here today at the MOBCRUSH PUBG Mobile League, powered by MGL. So do not go anywhere. We will be back shortly with updated standings and the third and final round of the day. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Mob Crush PUBG Mobile League powered by MGL. I'm Tasty Bacon. Alongside me is Humanist, and I've been told we have updated standings, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at those immediately. And there we have them. King Swallow, number 1 now, 224 points. Rowan in second place with 148. Raki Zoro in third place with 123.
Yeah, looking pretty good. I mean, this is anybody's tournament to take. All of these players got to be feeling pretty good to see yourself up in the top 10 there. Even my boy Meep coming through with 37 points at the end. That was the first player I landed eyes on in this event.
Yeah, and you know, you mentioned it's kind of anyone's game, but really it's anyone in the top 6, because you've got 224 is a pretty hefty lead. 224 to 148. That's a pretty sizable lead King Swallow has. He is easily the favorite going into this final round, but you've really the top 6. Once you get dropped down to 7th, 93 to 57 points, that's a pretty significant drop off as well. So I think we're really mostly looking at one of these top 6 players. You got FSUCO Jack, F-Suko Jack, B Kisa, Arakizo, Rowan, King Swallow, and Rectazino. I think those are really the guys that are going to be competing for those placement points in today's tournament. Look at the rest of the top 20. See the numbers really start to drop off there, down to 7, 10, 18 points down towards the bottom. But really, we're going to be focusing here on this top 10, especially those top 6, as we get ready for our third and final round of the day. Players are starting to get into the lobby now. Humanist, what do you think? And who do you think is going to end up taking this last round?
Well, I got to apologize. I feel like I've been calling him B Casa, but this is like B Kisa or BC Isa. I hate this name.
BC is a FB.
Facebook.
Yeah.
It's a friend's bestie. I just want to see some good PUBG. I don't want to see. This isn't the World Championship, right? This is an event you want to win. You want to place and you want to get that money, but make a name for yourself doing it. It is a chance. You're on stream right now, so I want to see some aggressive plays happening here, and maybe it's gonna happen. These guys have warmed up a little bit, although with the last round, and you see certain players like Iraqi playing very defensively. BC is a FB, hate your name, playing very defensively as well. I think probably King Swallow is the player that's been playing the best, the most aggressively, most fun to watch, and is sitting at the highest standing. So if I had to place money on it, that's where I'd be going with it right now.
Yeah, I mean, of players that were registered for the event, King Swallow has finished in the top of both rounds. So we'll see if he's going to be getting another top finish here in round 3. And if he does, that guarantees that he's going to be walking away with that first place finish overall on the day. So that should be exciting. Obviously, we're going to be spending a good amount of time watching King Swallow this game just to keep track of our leader. And again, kind of like everyone in that top 6, we're going to be focusing on a little bit more so than usual, because we want to see how the players near the top of the standings are going to be doing.
I'm not just for meme's sake, Bacon, because you know me. I would love to see King Swallow just land and get one shot,
just obliterated right off the bat
by like Meep or somebody in the bottom 30 of the rankings.
Just opens up the door for everyone
he
else.
Just yeah.
I mean, to be honest, that does make things more exciting, because then that top spot is up for grabs, and you could see one of those players that was in 5th, 6th with a top finish and a bunch of kills overtake them. So it does make things much more exciting. But the way that King Swallow has been playing today, I don't think that's going to be the case.
You never know, dude. They get some sweaty palms as you get into round number 3. This guy is thinking how many chicken nuggets he could buy with that money, and next thing you know, boom, you just get one shot.
Well, we'll see if that ends up being the case. It could happen. It could very well happen.
Agent Fluffy may be one of the sneakers in here as well. The dark horse. Agent Fluffy's been a very mobile player. moving around. Every game's got a vehicle running around from region to region, getting the loot up, but also kind of just being a little bit of an X factor.
Well, while we wait to see if players get, I'm told the points were just updated, so there may have been an issue with the points before. So we're gonna take another look, see if there's any really noticeable changes immediately. And no, looks the top standings look. Oh no, there is a little bit of difference, a little bit of inaccuracies as well. As I don't believe pitcher is supposed to be up at the top with 0 points. Not sure what his points total is supposed to be, but I'm not sure if he's not supposed to be there or if his points total is supposed to be different. But we do still see King, Swallow, Rowan, Arakizoro, and BC is an FB as our top
BC
4.
Bacon. This was more about testing you than it was about providing the leader score. Probably.
Well,
and you passed your test, so congratulations.
I have been thoroughly tested today, Humanist.
Yeah, you have.
I don't think we need any more tests.
There was a question, maybe to add to the test in the chat. Does Bacon have gray hair?
Bacon does not have gray hair. Bacon just has very bright lights next to him.
I know. Yeah, it looks a little like the color on it looked a little gray because of that. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I have very bright lights that are very white and are making my hair look a lot lighter than it actually is.
Same as these. Well, bright light, but not looking like white hair. I actually have more gray hair than you do.
I also have, because of the whole situation with, we kind of went over at the start of the show, having to switch from my regular PC to a laptop. Like, everything's kind of in a different spot than it usually is. So, like, the webcam is, like, a lot closer than it normally would be.
I
and
see.
things like that.
So it's less than ideal setup, Bacon. So
a very less than ideal setup that hopefully will be remedied for the next Mob Crush League event. And because we should be back, hopefully, as long as they're willing to let us come back and cast again for them.
Yeah. If it's not, you know what? I'm gonna take a play from our president and be like, "You're fired. You're fired." I can't say it right.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so hopefully things will be set up properly for the next time, and things will be a lot better, a lot smoother. Not as many issues at the start, and actually being able to start on time is also would be another added benefit of everything being sorted out.
That's a thing. Looks like we have 36 out of 100 players currently sitting in the lobby. We had 45 to kick off in the last round.
Yep.
We could have some of those, lower tier players dropping out because they're like, hey, I don't even have a chance here in this final round, but some of them sticking around to definitely throw a wrench into things. And you never know. Like I said, you have a good round. Even if you didn't do well in the first couple rounds, you get some big kills and you could find yourself sitting pretty and at least, once again, get your name out there, maybe get to partner up, friend some of these guys, play with them in the game, make yourself better over time, and be one of the top players in future tournaments.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the goal at the end of the day. The goal is to just make a name for yourself and continue to grow and evolve as a player and always be constantly trying to improve. And so is there going to be an opportunity here for one of these players to kind of make a name? King Swallow, again, currently sitting on top of the standings by a pretty comfortable margin. If you're the player that takes him out in round 3, that alone, it can sometimes be enough to give you some recognition. So
if I did that, man, I uninstall right there because I've peaked. One of these players is probably well on their way to doing great things, but if I get that, I'm out.
Yeah, just like, all right, I'm done. My job here is done.
Yeah.
It's not going to get any better than this. Still sitting at 36 players. Hopefully we get a few more in here. Like I said, we've had 45 to 48 for the first 2 rounds. So maybe a few players do drop because they feel like they haven't been performing well and they don't want to even bother. But that's maybe the wrong mentality to have.
Pizza. They could have pre-ordered a pizza thinking that we're going to be on schedule and everything, and now the pizza's here, but we're still going in round 8. Then you're left. You got to make that tough decision. Am I going to get in there, try and get some kills? I'm low on the leaderboard. I'm going to eat that pizza hot and fresh. What do you do in that situation?
I do both.
Bacon?
I do both.
No. Not okay. It's one thing. This is mobile gaming, dude. You can't be getting grease on your screen. That's just no good.
That's why you can be careful with how you're eating your pizza. It is very possible to eat a pizza without getting grease all over your fingers.
No, not a good pizza. Come on.
Yeah, you put
A
it on a
good
plate.
pizza.
You put it on a plate. You nudge it to the edge of the plate so a little bit of it hangs off. Then you bring the plate up to your lips and you eat it that way.
Are you looting while you're doing this? Or are you turtled up in a building?
You're turtled up, 100%.
Right. So you're not being the best player that you could be at this point.
I mean, maybe you are.
And if that's how you want to live your life, that's fine. But there's some people that really hold a professional
sometimes
standard out here that they're not going to
have
eat pizza and play in a competitive event
Sometimes
all at the same
sacrifices
time.
have to be made for the things that we love.
That's true. With great pizza comes great responsibility.
Exactly.
Well,
Not sure if we're getting any more players in. We're going to find out from our admins.
yeah, time to launch this one.
Alright, send a message on over to our admins. Hopefully we can find out if we're going to be just kicking things off here. Humanist is in the process of firing a message off to our admins as well. And letting everyone know what the situation is and what we're waiting for. Trying to get some confirmation on if we're starting.
No response just yet. It is, once again, is today Easter? Tomorrow Easter?
Tomorrow is Easter.
Tomorrow's Easter. Yeah, so probably some pre-Easter preparations happening.
Well, and also, I mean, they're taking care of a lot of stuff. They're taking care of players. And so I just sent them a ping, and we're good to go. So 36 players
Boom!
will be in the lobby for our final game of the day.
Let's go.
Start this bad boy up and see how it plays out. Game number 3, round 3, Erangel, third-person perspective, solos. Let's get it.
Let's get it, Bacon. Still got 50 seconds before we're gonna hop on in there, but yeah, this is what it comes down to, and then it's gonna be money in the bank. Shorty, what you drink for one of these players? They'll be picking up a cool 300 for that first place, and then going down the list from there. Not a bad way to spend your Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, not at all. Going to be trying a new plug here. So hopefully this works. If it doesn't, and we load into the game and it's a black screen, don't worry, it will be remedied in just a few seconds. But there is a chance that we load into a black screen, just so everyone is
Because
aware.
a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, right?
Indeed.
In the most delightful way. Now, Strawberry Sam, I saw some question marks about his points from one of the admins. We're going to have to track that down. Speaking of, Tracker 93 loaded on into the game. We're into the plane, and players are going to be dropping out shortly here. What route are we taking? We're going northeast up by Stalbert down towards Gatka on the west side. So the southeast half of the map is very wide open for anyone that wants to take a long drop, but we'll probably see quite a few people landing in around Pachinki, School, and Georgia Pole on this one.
Yeah, for sure. Probably a few people gonna go all the way up to Zarki as well. Severny, I could see being a pretty popular destination too, and probably a few going over towards Yasnaya, just because the path is close enough that you can very easily get to Yasnaya. We do see a lot of people already jumping out of the plane. A lot of them are still waiting, though. I'd say we're probably about halfway there, and now we'll see lots of names starting to appear on this map.
Yeah, a lot are going to drop out towards the middle area of this map. The question is, who's going to linger around for one of these very late drops? Because based off what we're seeing
Alfred
here,
waited around.
doing pretty well. Atomic Alpha, what?
Atomic Alfred, and there's one other name underneath him. Both looks like some of the last two to drop out. Magic Lewis, or
That's the first time I've seen this guy. Is this his first round, maybe?
could be, but we're gonna jump on board with King's Swallow, number 8, to see where he is gonna be going about. Again, he is our current leader in the standings, the winner of round 1 and 2 for players that were registered for the tournament. So we'll get to see where he's going to be going about, where he's going to be looking to try and get some loot. Finds himself a quick buggy and is just taking off, heading down towards the southeast, getting himself right into the zone. We've also got a little bit of action already going down too.
There we do the firing. Swiggy's firing over here at Basisa. Doc Evil in the area as well. But this is great for King Swallow because they drop in on the top half of this map, but it's the bottom half where the circle is. And you just get a buggy, you move yourself down there. It's really perfect.
A lot of people in this area here, right around Swiggy, and a few others you can see in the Meraki Zoro actually gets an early kill here. Gets himself on the board.
Fernan taking out wrecked Sino as well. Napster's making a move up in the building on BC. We're just gonna call him BC now. He's up to the high ground. Napster around the edge. BC's gonna get down. BC's got him. Napster's dropped out early here.
What's the number there?
BC's number 29.
Strawberry Sam.
Action's already over.
Swiggy Zero just walked right past Strawberry Sam. Does get the kill. He's only got that shotgun, so he just made sure his shots counted.
Now Aki's gonna try and get in the building. He's on the first floor, but Swiggy's up on the second floor. Now taking the stairs up. Let's see. So this is gonna be really sketchy. He's peeking around third-party perspective here. Exactly what Akil wants to do. Swiggy is doing the same thing. They're using that third party, wrapping around the edge here. Shotgun fires, but it doesn't connect. You got Uzi for shotgun spray, but no, that's the shotgun. Hits him right in the chest, and he'll be taking that one home.
Swiggy already getting himself 2 kills early on here. We're down to just 28 people already here in the early goings of this round. Still a few
LMT35's taking shots. LMT is number 18 vacant. I don't know if we can get eyes on that right now. They are firing at each other currently. Iraqi's taken down. LMT35 from the low ground. Doesn't take any damage and takes down Iraqi Zoro. Huge plays for him.
Yeah, and that's going to be big because, again, Iraqi Zoro was one of the top placements. He was in that 3rd place spot. And so now that's going to leave that spot up for grabs as no more points going to be coming through. 2 Fine found Atomic Alfred out on the west side of the map. And as those two had dropped pretty late. And let's see, Swiggy, he's going to be still in some action here.
Yeah, Doc Evil got shots off on the Swiggy. Swiggy healed up, but now Doc Evil's pinned down because BC sees him from across the road. It has the angle. This is a little bit awkward for Doc Evil here. It looks like Swiggy starts to make a little bit of a move, but maybe not the aggressive move, just still kind of looting up, repositioning himself. Doc Evil still has eyes on Swiggy, but got to be careful that BC doesn't hit a shot on him.
Jump over to Doc Evil, see what he sees. He knows that he has both BC and Swiggy very close by. He's got two players that were taking shots at him. He's going to be running inside and trying to get himself to a better position in order to find an opportunity to maybe get some shots or just get out of here alive. Because when you know that there's 2 people pinching you, sometimes your best course of action is to just run.
Swiggy has eyes on Doc Evil. He's moving forward around the wall. He knows that Doc Evil's in this little blue hut, and just a matter of time before he's going to be able to pull that trigger on him. Doc Evil, he's trying to third party from around the wall here. Does he actually know where Swiggy is? I don't think he knows. He's going to pull the nade. He doesn't have eyes on Swiggy. All Swiggy has to do is hop up and be able to fire shots, and he got him exactly. Makes the play. Swiggy Zero, the hero, as Rowan takes down Fernan as well. Players dropping like flies across this map, and we've barely started to close in. Only 24 left alive.
And BC trying to make moves towards where he heard those shots from Swiggy. On to this building. Still, will he be able to get the drop? Swiggy's going to hear him coming. He's going to be able to reposition himself as well. So this could get very tense. BC and Swiggy. Again, BC was in those top standings. Swiggy trying to make a move into those top standings. He's got himself a few kills already as well. And of course,
BC looks confident. This is a confident movement.
He knows that he's looking at that blue building. Sees the door open.
The door is open. Is it a ghost or is it Swiggy? What do you think? Let me think.
They make a way all the way around this rock. This is very similar to the movement that Swiggy just made in order to find his kill.
Natural movement wrap around here. Swiggy on the backside of this wall. BC. They're both going to try and third party perspective each other around this wall. Does he have a nade? He's going to try and cook this up. Oh, it bounces off the wall. That's going to go behind him. Not ideal. Grenade comes around firing like a madman. He's got the elevated position. Swiggy just gets mowed down as he doesn't connect on anything. BC the Legend has 3 kills in this one, really setting himself up for success.
Yeah, and again, remember, Irakizora went down early, and BC was right behind him, so BC likely going to be leapfrogging over Irakizora off of this round. Take a look at some of those other players that we were talking about being up near the top. King Swallow and Rowan, both still alive. Take a peek over at Rowan, see what he's been doing. So he's got himself 1 kill. We saw him get a kill earlier on in the game. He's got a few people around him here in, looks like he's in Pachinki. Got a few other players in the nearby vicinity, but I'm not sure they're really hunting each other just yet.
Player 23, Blaze and Wrecker number 1 are literally right next to each other in 2 different buildings. And they knew that they were both kind of right there, but they have yet to just square up through the windows. This could happen at any moment.
As the napalm comes
through. Yeah. Wrecker wrecked. Bacon tuning in just in time as 107 Blaze lights this building ablaze and picks himself up a kill.
Yeah, hopefully we got 21 players left alive still. Still a lot of time before this zone really starts to move in on people, but hopefully it happens sooner rather than later, because the battery of certain people's devices could start to become a factor.
Yeah, that's really nice of you, Bacon, to think about players like that, especially in a moment when you're handling so much stuff over here, production, casting, and all of that, spectating as well. So, really nice of you once again. Good guy Bacon as Trigger hops himself in a buggy and starts to make his way. Looks like he's going to be heading south here. I don't know if he makes it down to military base or not, but that's the area he's headed in.
Take a look at King Swallow. He is pretty heavily kitted out. He's got himself a level 2 backpack, level 3 helmet, level 2 vest, and he's completely on his own on the east side of the military base island here.
Yeah, it's really smart plays. I mean, he's the one that hopped in the vehicle from the very beginning and just
right off the bat,
he down there.
He didn't start looting until he got down there. He landed, found a buggy, and just took off towards this east section of the map. And so he's going to be very heavily kitted, but he's going to be by himself. He's not going to have those kill numbers, but he knows he doesn't need the kill numbers. He just needs to survive. If he gets a high finish, he is locked into first place. So this is pretty much perfect for him.
I'm just checking out. I saw Trapper was way out in the blue zone, but no problem. This is an early circle, and he's got a vehicle, so he's going to be able to make his way down here just fine. But still feels a little sketchy when you see someone that far out on the map.
Rowan, trying to find. I'm not sure if he knows that Aldrine's out there. He is definitely heavily scoping this building.
Yo, let's get a boat on some camera action. Too fine. Player 26. He's out just having a cruise in the bay.
All right. Take a look at that. Yeah. No one near him. He's going all the way to the far side of the island. This is actually, when I play, this is one of my favorite strategies when the circle is down over military base area. Yeah. Is you just get into a boat and just go all the way around to the backside. You get a lot of time to kind of just get yourself into position, let other people kind of take each other out, and then you sort of sneak up the backside of the island and have an opportunity to get yourself into some nice sight lines.
Nice. There's actually airdrop on the north side of military base out in the water as well. I don't know if anyone wants to go ahead and play with that. As players, we do have a couple players. Looks like 12 and Pitcher getting in range of potential action over here on the map. 12 is player 6 currently.
That threw me off so hard. You were like 12, and I was like, there isn't a 12 right now. 12 already having 2 kills to his name. Having a pretty good round.
It's Pitcher and Teenska, actually, that are fighting 16 and 20 over here. They're in buildings respectively right next to each other. Haven't taken damage just yet, but have eyes on each other, and shots have been fired.
Jump on over to Teenska. See what it looks like from his perspective. Just keeping his eyes on Pitcher.
Two crates right next to each other, just due south of these guys in the water.
crates in the water are interesting, to say the least. Like, I feel like they're kind of the ones you have the best chance of getting, but it's so difficult to get to and away from them. Like, a lot of crates you can get right up next to, but then you're likely to get sniped, whereas the ones in the water, like, you can
Player 5, Gummy
getting
taking
up
shots.
to them is what's difficult. Player 5, there we go.
Trigger was firing at him. He was in a Jeep headed up and down right next to Gimmy's portal.
Gimmy's portal gonna get taken down by Gummy. Just drove right up underneath his Jeep and not gonna be able to get out of that area.
So Gummy should know that Trigger is down the hill though, because as he drove past, Gummy was getting shot at. He didn't try to slow down until he got up onto the top of the hill for the shot. Now looks like Gummy's gonna aim back down the hill, and we'll see if he can pick up a kill for himself here. He is scoped up, but Trigger knows that somebody was right up on top of that hill as well. King Swallow actually has picked up a vehicle and starting to make his way within range of these guys. Looks like he's going to hang out around the bridge waiting for some people to cross, but if Trigger fires that weapon, you're going to have King Swallow bearing down on you very quickly.
Yeah, you see King Swallow, he's got himself a crate drop. This gun, he's got himself level 3 backpack, level 3 helmet. The only thing that's not level 3 is that vest. He is in very good position. You look at his meds and his utility as well. He's got plenty to go off of. He's actually going to drive onto the bridge and probably look to sit here and try and pick people off as they cross this bridge onto the island.
Oh, BC's playing a little bit of a troll game on the other side. He's just below the bridge off to the side, and he's waiting for people to cross that bridge as well. I like this. We're about to have some potential, high placement player action.
Yeah, BC and Swallow both going to be watching this bridge, looking for anyone to come, but you look at the map, there's still a few players that are likely going to be making their way over that bridge, hanging out just on the other side of this area. You see Team Scud, 12, 107 Blaze, all players that are going to have to cross this bridge at some point.
Is Blaze in a vehicle right now?
Yes, he is. He is driving straight down towards this road, which will connect to that bridge. See if any shots are going to be ringing out.
Trigger's making a movement towards the bridge as well. He edged a little bit closer and back into the building. Well, I thought maybe he's going to make his way over towards where King Swallows was, but not a big deal.
107 Blaze did stop off for a little bit of extra looting here. And he's actually got himself in a pretty good spot as well. This is another one of those areas where a lot of people do generally end up moving through. Of course, there's not too many that are going to be doing that. Trapper is going to be one of them, and as well as whoever's underneath Trapper. Can't say Trapper and Tracker. Both going to have to come through that area. Although Trapper looks like he's taking the long way around.
Airdrop right on top of Trigger. So let's see if that draws some people in like flies. That's in the circle, the inner circle here as well. So you imagine people are going to move for it. And I see Gummy moving down the hill right now.
Yeah, I see Trigger. He's going to want to get eyes on this. I want to see Trigger get eyes on this drop and just kind of look for other people going for it. But he's very preoccupied with just keeping a
Gummy's right in front of Trigger's building right now. Airdrop right under him, but Gummy's making the move towards
gets tagged.
That bridge. He is tagged. King Swallow as well. Now BC is going to join the mix as well. He's in a vehicle. It's King Swallow firing over at BC. BC taking a lot of damage. He's going to try and get the building, but now King Swallow taking damage as well from Gummy. This is just a firing fest over here as everybody's getting a little bit of damage on everybody. You're probably going to turtle up, but Trigger's in the top floor of this building with BC in the bottom. You got Gummy up on the hill and King Swallow over on the bridge. And who else is joining the party here? Who is this player 9? Trapper? Trapper just driving through the party. He's like, dude, what's going on here, man? Things just got wild over here.
It got real wild, and that's going to be Trigger taking out BC, just charging up the stairs and finding that kill. Very aggressive move.
He's going to fire. It's okay. King's Swallow still on the bridge, holding it down. Gummy has eyes on Trapper. Trapper out of the vehicle. He's letting the lead fly, but he's not connecting here. My man, you got to work on your aim. What is that? Aiming with the red dot now. He's going to go and pull out. Finds the hit. 107 Blaze drops. Gummy U takes down Trapper. There's only 15 players are left alive.
King Swallow, did he see this, though? He's a little far away. Does see Gummy there. I'm not sure. Oh, here comes a vehicle running right by him.
Eyes on King Swallow. Gummy. Gummy
nice
from the high ground. He nicks Swallow. Swallow's going to go ahead and defensively turtle himself up, and he has the angle with that vehicle on the bridge to do so now. Gummy looking for BC. Gummy playing very well in this round 3, Bacon. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, especially with the position he's in. He's got people on all sides of him. He's still able to find these kills. King Swallow had a nice gun down on Elm as he drove past. But now he's going to be in trouble. Gummy U knows that he's over in this area. Looks like he might be just trying to just take out that vehicle for now. But BC, see what he's going to be up to. He's still in that building where he took the kill onto Trigger.
Oh, Gummy! Melted down. King Swallow gets the angle.
Oh, I'm so bad that I missed that shot from King Swallow onto Gummy.
Looks like Teenska might be firing off over here as... Oh, no, Teenska taken down. 12 able to take down Teenska. It's going to be 12 and Rowan that will be making their way across the bridge very shortly here as Two Fine and Kojak approach from the due south.
Yeah, King Swallow is going to be watching this bridge. He has the angle on it. He's got two players that are going to be making their way on over. Rowan, again, he's one of those guys that's in contention for one of these top spots. But with King Swallow staying alive this long, I feel like he's likely going to have first place locked down, but there is still a battle for second and third. Again,
I really love Rowan's positioning. I love the angle that Rowan's going to take here because everybody that's moved in from that side, I'm pretty sure they feel safe that nobody's going to approach from behind. Now, Ale Dream and the Engine Point start to fire at each other. Everybody's starting to close in on BC's position. Now, BC's been holding down this area for, I don't know, what's it been, almost 10 minutes now.
The Engine Point looking to find an angle onto Eldream, who we saw there. Oh, he's going to see Eldream again. Doesn't take the shots yet. Eldream, I'm not sure if he even knows that he's there.
So you can get that kill, but then you reveal that you're there as well. Yeah. Whereas if Eldream gets in there, you might be able to third party and get a little bit of some surprise shots off. 12 is yet to make it across the bridge as King's Swallow still holding that down. Now Eldream mowed down by BC. And let us not mention that Atomic Levi is at the top of this hill right now, just kind of letting everybody else do their thing.
Yeah, BC is on fire right now. 5 kills this round. He sees some King Swallow. He's going to take some shots out there. I don't think any of those connected, but did get, obviously let everyone know where he is, kind of act as a beacon. I mean, he's been able to hold this area very effectively, so why not just get people to come towards him, and he can just mow them down along the way.
Demon, Two Fine, and Nick are in the circle in the southeast corner, and looks like they're just going to go ahead and stay right there.
King Swallow being shot at, but again, BC not able to find any hits, and Engine Point can be coming down the hill and just gets mowed down. BC, 6 kills to his name.
King Swallow starts to make a move off the bridge, immediately takes shots from Rowan. Rowan's like, you know what, it's time to move, buddy. I do understand. He's in a vehicle himself. BC has eyes on him. Can he connect? Just trailing right behind. Atomic Levi's in the building over to the right side as Rowan flies on past him. Now BC's going to have to move here pretty shortly for the next circle, just on the edge. And it's 12 making the move past King Swallow now. 12 down, about 50% HP. It looks like King Swallow should be able to clean this up pretty quickly. He's just got to get over the edge of the hill, pulls up the scope, has the damage, and finds himself the kill. Nice move there for King Swallow. He's going to find himself a boat as well, so he can go ahead and just get himself quickly down into that zone on the boat if he chooses to.
And meanwhile, out on the east side where the circle's closing in, Kojak, he's got a couple members laid down. Rowan actually got lit up pretty heavily, did just heal. So he's going to be okay, but he's going to have to be careful because both Nick and Kojak have sights on Rowan, or have an idea of where he is at the very least.
Yeah, Rowan actually had eyes on Nick as well. He took some serious damage there. I think each one of them is taking shots at this point. Lean in, looking for Kojak. Doesn't have him, though. Reveals his position a little bit more as both, looks like BC is almost on top of Rowan at this point.
apparently do not disturb does not stop Facebook Messenger from having messages pop up.
Esports.
Fun fact.
BC to the high ground. Rowan still turtled up. Nick on the edge of the circle. And they're okay for now. It's Kojak. He's in the side building with only 6 players left alive. King's Swallow starts to edge his way around. He's just hugging the cliffs here. He didn't take that boat. He didn't want to make any noise. He wanted to play very carefully just to make sure he's not going to reveal exactly what's going on. And Atomic Levi, a bit of the X factor. You see Atomic Levi now moving into the circle.
He's right behind where Kojak is. Kojak should... Oh, I'm not sure if he saw him there. I think he saw... Yeah, he saw movement. He had to have seen movement. His scope went right to where Atomic Levi was, but he's going to be careful now. Gets in a vehicle. This is risky. When you're this down this tight, getting into a vehicle is just so dangerous. It just puts a beacon on you.
2 people firing at Kojak. Kojak, he's going to try and get up onto the hill and into the building. It's Rowan, BC, and Atomic that all saw him there, and now King's Swallow has made his way into the inner circle over here, and this is our point leader. This guy, a technicality win on round 1 and a round win on round 2. Let's see if we can go ahead and close this out strong here. This is anybody's game.
He checks behind him to make sure nobody's coming through the blue zone. And then you can just sit on this hillside, and no one's going to see him for a long time. So this is really a great position for Swallow, at least for the next 30 seconds before that zone starts moving in. Take a look over at BC, because he's been on fire this round. Again, 6 kills already to his name. And he's got 5 potential more remaining. See if he finds anyone else.
Now Kings moving on in here. The thing is like he has to run across this open ground, but everybody's turtled up. And the advantage to Kings at this point is they've all fired shots. So they kind of, that's where they're looking right now. They're not looking in the direction that he's actually approaching from.
Looks like Atomic Levi maybe taking a little bit of damage there. Probably from Nick across the way. Nick's going to be throwing out some grenades here, see what he's going to be able to find. Oh, Kojak in some trouble from the blue zone. He has to try and run in.
Yeah.
Blue zone.
He's going to drop. Kojak's going to die to
yeah.
Storm. Kings is going to have to move in as well. He's taking a lot of damage. Kojak barely alive, but Kings is going to see him as he moves on in, fires the shots, but he doesn't have the angle. They're both in the same building now. Actually, yeah, no, Kojak didn't get inside the building, so he's just on the outer edges. Kings will be on the outer edge as well, but it's only one shot. Kojak should drop down. Rowan,
nice.
Atomic, Nick, and BC all in the vicinity. They hear the shots. Grenade comes out. Kojak healed up, feeling good about this. Nades come back down from Kings. He's looking, he wants to take that shot, but now Kojak, he's going to move to the other building in the meantime. Actually, just drops down behind the wall here. BC might have the angle if he wanted to get his head out of the building right now, but he's playing so carefully.
Yeah, BC's probably feeling very confident with the 6 kills, feeling like that's going to be a good enough score if he can just stay alive. I would like to see him go a little bit more aggressive. You know, again, he was in 4th place coming into this. It's going to be Kojak throwing a grenade up into right where King Swallow was heading towards. Swallow was able to back off in time. Now with the circle going to be moving in here in 10 seconds. Everyone's going to have to move, especially guys like Atomic Levi out there. He's on the far edge of the blue zone. He could be in trouble as he has to try and run his way in.
Yeah, but it's Nick that threw a smoke grenade. Nick's going to make the move. Levi's waiting for him to move right past him. Levi should be able to take shots pretty soon here. Nick's in danger zone. Well, maybe Levi is as well as Nick. Starting to take some serious damage here. Shots fired out. They're just going to go and trade each other out. Rowan's got eyes. Nick goes down. It's actually Levi that picks up the kill onto Nick, but Levi's going to get dropped down as Rowan has the angle from the building. Now Rowan has to start tuck tail and run to get in this zone. 4 players left, including Rowan, BC, Kojak, and the King.
Yeah, so apologies, my phone's battery did die. I'm going to try and see if I can get up on a secondary device. But I'm not sure if this one will work with PUBG Mobile.
There's nothing else I can do except for radio cast this for you guys, so that's what I will try and do as clearly as possible. King's Swallow on the roof right now. Looks like he may have eyes on Kojak. He threw the Molotov through the window. Kojak down to 20% health, taking down 10%, dropping even lower down to 5% health. Kojak stays alive as Kings stays on the roof. BC, he's in prone position on the flat roof of his building off to the side, just to west side of Kings. Kings gets down to the low ground, starts to make the run forward, aggressive play. He's trying to rush the building over here. He drops the smoke as Rowan, biding his time. Kojak has healed himself back up. 4 members remaining in a tiny, tiny little circle right now. Smoke flies. Kojak sees Rowan. Rowan shooting up the BC on the rooftop. BC will drop down from the rooftop as he looks to reposition. BC down at 60% health now. Kojak's caught out Kings. Kings gets dropped down by Kojak. Kojak stays alive just on a sliver of health. Kojak behind the building. BC on the ground. Rowan on the ground as well. Everybody just on the outer edges of the building. Kojak, he's going to get that medkit. He's healed back up. And if you guys just tuning in, this is PUBG Mobile Radio. And your boy Human Still and Tasty Bacon trying to get ready for you. Rowan heals himself back up. Kojak sitting at 80% health. Rowan, 80% health. BC, right behind the propane tank on the backside of the wall. They're all on the ground level. Guys, I'm telling you, only 3 buildings can fit inside the circle right now. Somebody is going to be flushed out any moment here. Rowan throws smoke, moves inside the building, and he's going to peek outside of the window. You could literally, if BC could literally hit him with a squirt gun right now. Kojak hangs out on the northeast side of the brick building, trying to let that third-party perspective work for him, but BC is not in a position where he will be seen just yet behind the propane tank and the concrete wall. It's Rowan and BC that it feels like should be the ones to duke it out here first. Kojak showing a lot of patience now. Rowan, with 2 smokes down, moves across the smokes. Nobody scouted him out. Rowan is into the building and onto the second floor. In the dead middle of the circle is Kojak, still on the outer edge of the building, down on the ground level. BC, he's going to run through the smoke. He jumps into the same building that Rowan is. BC trying to make his way up into the high ground, or up on the second floor, rather. Forgive me on that. You got BC and Rowan in the same building. This is the buildings in the dead middle of the circle with Kojak down on the ground on the outer corner. Rowan is in the back room on the second floor, peeking around with third party here. He's like, you want to make the move, dude? Go for it. I'm really not too worried about this. Kojak waiting, listening for footsteps. BC, he wants to go deeper into the building, but he's hesitant. Rowan, AK drawn. BC, down on the first floor, looking for somebody on the outer edges, maybe right around the wall. This is potentially where Kojak might get spotted out here by BC, but BC, so close to seeing him, just doesn't quite connect with the line of sight. Now BC, he's on the second floor. Rowan should be seeing him at any moment, but it's BC that pulls out a nade. He's going to try and throw it into the back room. He has a very good idea, but he tosses it down the stairs. Now he moves in. Is he going to get shot in the back? Rowan and BC hear each other's footsteps. BC tries to get up above him, but drops down to the floor. Now Kojak sees him. He moves around the edge. BC gets him right in the face. BC, winner, winner, chicken dinner, will come through with 7 kills, picking up round 3. I didn't know I was on camera, you dick.
I had to show them something other than a black screen. But we got like 3% of battery left just in time to see I loaded in just in time for the game to end, so we can show you the standings from that round.
Bacon, I gotta get out of here before you do all that. Unfortunately, I gotta grab my kid. That takes priority, and we started late, so that's the reason why. Unfortunately, sorry to do that. I'd love to sign out the show with you. Everybody, thanks for having me here. MGL, MOBCRUSH, everybody.
Thanks very much, Humanist. Thanks for the radio cast, carrying the end of that for us. Again, apologies to everyone. There's so many issues this morning that things just got, unfortunately, not able to be done the way that we want to. But I promise next time will be better. But don't go anywhere. We're going to take a short break, and in a few minutes' time, we will come back with the final standings for the day. And we'll be signing off for the rest of the evening. So, again, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. About 5 minutes, we will have those standings updated for everyone. Stick around. See you in just a moment.
Welcome back to the Mob Crush PUBG League powered by MGL. And here we have it. There is your final standings for today. First place, King's Swallow with 314 points. Rowan coming in second with 256. And BC is able to make that climb in the final round with a huge score, getting himself up to 246 and taking home that third place spot. And Humanist and I had mentioned it. When you are in that one of those top spots and you go down early, you open the door for other players. Iraqi Zorro was third heading into that third and final round, finished seventh as a result of his early dropout in round 3. It opened up those opportunities for plenty of other players to get into those top spots. So again, King Swallow, Rowan, and BC will be your 3 podium finishers. Of course, that means they are going to be taking home some of that prize pool. Take a look at what they get. It is $300 for King Swallow at that first place finish. $150 for Rowan coming in second. And BC will be rounding out the field with a $50 prize. So thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Make sure you head on over to the social media. Follow Mob Crush, follow MGL. Find out about when the next Mob Crush League event will be happening so that you can get yourself signed up and get yourself a little bit of cash for competing in your favorite games. There's plenty more to be coming in the future. But until next time, for Humanist, I'm Tasty Bacon. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Hope to see you all soon. Take care.